Hello, how's it going, folks? We have quite a special one this week. Obviously, I'm Dee. This is Cakes.
This is Kakes.
But yeah, we're gonna try something different and
I'm scared.
see if we can break this whole flat Earth conundrum and see if Cakes can grasp it in the 2 hours ish we're gonna give it.
I've just noticed you haven't done your beard.
No, yeah, I know. I couldn't be asked today. I just could not be asked.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going for the hippie vibe. Amazing.
Well, yeah, I've got
told
the
off
hippie
for
shirt
being
on
late.
and everything, so it's got all the Masonic symbolism and everything on it. So I figured the flat earthers would be loving it. All the cult-minded people, like, oh no, he's got all the symbols on him. Like,
I'm really scared.
No, like I say, I mean, it depends on who turns up, but it could be a fun night. And this is the thing. I'm gonna be relying on a lot of you guys to keep me on the straight and narrow as far as this goes, because obviously I've been out of the loop for a little while. So, but anyway, should we say hello to people in chat before we get going? Because that seems to be how we start. So, no, oh, okay, right.
Yeah, no, go on, say hello. Yeah. Let's delay. Go on, say hello. You do the hellos this week.
Okay, right. Well, how's it going then, Vlad? Madam, I'm not sure whether those two. Vlad should be here. Actually, he's been sticking in the times and stuff, so I'm not sure whether Madam's
been counting down.
Yo, Chris and yo, Mick. How goes it?
Hello, guys.
If you're there, let us know you're there. Don't have to chat. Just say hello. We're not an inclusive club, especially not tonight. And yeah, I suppose let's see how this goes then. Do you want to question a flat earther?
No. I want to go back to bed. So before I do question anything and ask anything, I just want to point out that I don't know why the Earth is a globe. That is what I've always been told. And until I met Dee, 18 months ago? Yeah, 18 months ago. I'd never even thought to question it, but I haven't got around to questioning it yet. So this is me questioning. I don't necessarily want to prove either or. I just want to understand the mindset behind why people believe that it's flat. And also I know that there are a few concave earthers that watch us as well. So please feel free to chime in and or join the panel if you want. It's up to you. So yeah. Also, hello Dagon. How are you, man? Hello Jed. What's going on? Okay, so the first question I have to know, if the Earth is flat, why do things disappear behind the horizon? Like ships.
See, yeah, well, all right, that's actually a pretty basic one. Yeah, the answer is they don't. They just disappear out of the perspective line of sight, basically. Yeah, and if you've got a strong enough zoom on your camera or your telescope, you can bring what you thought has gone over the horizon back into focus.
Yeah, but there's times where people haven't been able to follow ships with telescopes. They've still fallen behind the horizon. And why does the ship's bottom go down and then up and up and up until you can just see the tippy top of the mast?
Yeah, well, basically, if you look at these images, I mean, a lot of what you said was probably fake images designed to prove a globe. So you got to discount all these fake images that are everywhere. But basically, if you look at the images when you zoom in a lot, you get this kind of mirroring effect where the whole image just squishes into basically a pixel. So the reason it appears to disappear behind the horizon is it's just an optical illusion. It's because perspective only works so far. It just disappears into basically the infinity of perspective.
Okay. I don't believe that, but okay, that's fine.
Again, help me out, guys, if you got anything.
I just struggle to believe that we can see eclipses happening really far away. Like on other moons, we've seen other moons be eclipsed, or other planets have bits of eclipses on them from their moons. Like you can see the shadow of moons on other planets with the
Transits, yes.
Yeah,
But
right.
no, in fact, we're the only planet or the only realm in the mainstream thing that actually has an eclipse, because by some fantastic design of nature, the moon is exactly what 400 times smaller than 400 times closer to us than the sun is, and it just so happens that it matches up and it's almost exact size. So we are one of the few planets that actually has an eclipse. As for transits and stuff, yes, yeah, that does appear to happen, but that's just lights in the sky.
But how come we can see those
all the
with
images
telescopes, but you can't see these ships with telescopes?
No, again, you don't. All you see with a telescope is just an image of a disc, a light disc. Anything else you see is composite images and actual drawings, illustrations, and all that kind of thing. So
Okay, let me ask you in a different way. So you can see craters on the moon with your camera. Why can't I see a ship when it's really far away with your camera when it would be a closer distance?
that's atmospheric interference and light refraction.
Well, flat earthers have an answer to everything. Let's just catch up with chat because they have some points to do with
Right,
this.
go on then.
We'll skip the bit about JB. Does it feel like you're moving 1,000 miles per hour? And as we go around the sun, we should see different stars, but we don't. As for the 1,000 miles an hour thing, I've said it before. Do you know when you're on a roller coaster, and you've gone on the same roller coaster 5 times in a row? By the third time, like your tummy's not dipping as much, and you're kind of feeling more chill. And then by the last time you go around, you can barely feel it at all. Same when you're in a
But you know
car.
you're moving, right? You feel the movement, the momentum, the turns. And
Yeah, but you don't feel it as vigorously the first time you went round. Same when you're in a car. Eventually, you stop feeling the motion of the car. You
no,
stop feeling the.
I've never not felt motion when I'm moving. I've been tricked into thinking I'm moving when I'm not moving before. When you're like sat in traffic and a car starts moving next to you, you think, "Well, I'm moving." Oh no, it's that car next to me. But I've never felt like I'm not moving when I am.
But do you not? I notice that I feel like I'm moving less the longer the journey is. Towards the end of the journey, you feel like you're moving less. Like you don't feel the movement as much as you did before. So could that not be the same thing with the earth? Like you're just used to that feel? Or is our, as everything else is moving, do we not just?
Well, yeah, don't get me wrong, right? 1,000 miles an hour, that sounds like a lot. Don't get me wrong, yeah, but it is just one revolution a day. But the trouble is, you're constantly changing angles as well, because not only is the Earth moving supposedly around like that, it's curving around because it's a sphere. So you're curving constantly. But not only that, there's a slight little wobble, which is why we get our seasons. Apparently, so mainstream says. So all that little movement, like you're moving around and you're wobbling a little bit. You get like 1,000 miles per hour at the equator. I think it's like about 700 miles per hour where we are. And this is the thing: if you like got on a plane, went to the equator now, right? That's 300 mile per hour difference that your body doesn't feel.
Say that again. What?
Well, here, like you're moving at 700 miles per hour, your body's attuned to that movement. Yeah, you're perfectly attuned to that movement. Decide to go on holiday for 2 weeks to somewhere on the equator. You land after being in the air, so having none of this movement, so called, apart from turbulence and all that. I mean, I've never been on an airplane, I don't really know what it's like, but so you land, yeah. Anyway, after your 6 hour, 8 hour trip, whatever, you get off the plane, and all of a sudden the Earth's moving 300 miles per hour faster than when you got on the plane. And you can tell me you're not going to notice that difference when your body's been attuned its whole life and moving at 700 miles per hour.
Well, you would, wouldn't you? So, do flat earthers not believe that we revolve around the sun either then?
No.
That the sun revolves around us?
No. No,
that the sun's...
well, again, it's right. Yeah, cheers, Jed. But I did say I was going to be playing the part tonight. Sorry, what was the question again? I've lost it now. Sorry.
Does the sun not revolve around the Earth, or does the Earth?
Yeah. In some cases, the sun's not even the sun. It's nothing. It's nothing tangible. It could just be a focal point. To others, it is a physical something up there, but it's just not as far away.
I think my Titan. I'm double checking.
But on the right, we'll go with dome Earth for a minute, right? So dome Earth, you have the sun and the moon revolving around the top of us. So they're tiny object, or tiny in comparison to what we think of as in mainstream, and that they revolve around, and that's what creates this ice wall around the edge, because the sun's melting the ice and keeping it away, basically. I'm not sure exactly what keeps them up, because they don't believe in gravity, those ones. So I think they'd probably credit that to electromagnetism.
Okay, but if the sun's not always, if we're on a flat plane and the sun's over here, like on this flat, like here, and it's going around here, let's say the sun's over here, but the people over here, they can't see the sun because it's nighttime. Why can we still see stars, but I can't see the sun?
Atmosphere, and the fact that light doesn't really travel infinitely. There is a set distance to it.
But the stars are further away than the sun, so why can I see the stars?
No, according, I'm not sure. Well, dead lights in the sky. That's it. There's not a massive real definition for what stars actually are. I think some people go so far as to say it's solar luminescence. So it's created by sound, because it's actually liquid up there above the firmament. It's the water's above, water's below. So we're separated by a firmament. So this is solar luminescence happening. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Let me just catch up here.
It's all right. To be fair, it's more, a little bit of piss taken out of me. But like I say, I've got all the symbols on. Like I say, I've got to freak the people out and stuff by getting my symbol top on. And I thought I'd go for the old hippie look, so I didn't do my beard up. Right. But to be fair, I like to play with my beard when I'm doing thinky stuff anyway. It helps me concentrate. So
helps you concentrate. Okay.
Like I said, my face cock.
So why do all of the other planets that we can see with telescopes, and I have some binoculars, so I have seen Venus through binoculars, why do they appear spherical and globe-like when our Earth doesn't?
Because that's just how they appear to look, but by looking at them, you can't determine the shape of the Earth. Just because
why would ours be the only odd one out?
Well, because you're still thinking in the sake of planets and stuff, whereas when, like I say, when you realise things aren't what they say they are, it doesn't mean that just because we can see spheres up there that we live on a sphere. It's a logic, yes, but it's a very flawed logic. It's like saying, well, this is a good one that people say. It's like saying just because all the balls on the pool table are round doesn't mean that the table itself is spherical. So.
Okay. What was the other one that I was about to ask you? Oh fuck, I had it then. Hang on. Let me find it. Let me find it. Oh, why would the government lie to us about, and NASA lie to us about it being spherical? What would they be hiding?
Well, it's again, so I don't, right, yeah. Unfortunately, the best answer for this, I hear most often, is it's to separate us from God and stuff. Basically, is to punch in that atheistic feeling that we're not alone, we're not something special, we're just another planet in another solar system of trillions of solar systems, and it's just a good way of separating us from the maker. And it's also about making us think this is all there is. Like, we're stuck on a globe, because a lot of flat earthers think that there's more land, there's more. Like, in some cases, this is an infinite plane with lots of these little puddles of earths. So yeah.
So why has nobody gone to the edge of the earth?
Because there is a treaty in both the Arctic and Antarctic that stops us, the common man, and only lets registered scientists or people who have paid lots of money and have had lots of checks done go down there and do things.
So that just sounds like another excuse.
Well, it's not. You can check it out, and there are these treaties that stop you going above and below certain parallels. So.
Why does the Earth appear spherical from the window of a plane? And it does. I've been in a plane. It definitely does. Not like that, but more like
plane windows. All airplane windows are made by the same company. And
yeah, but if you smush your face right to it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, because of the way they make the glass. It's it's an optical illusion, basically. It causes an effect because of the way the glass is made. It kind of it bends a bit, so it creates a bend that makes it look like there's curvature. And you can't see curvature from that distance, according to the science of the size of the Earth and everything. You've got to be 1,000 miles up to see any curvature.
Yeah. I had another question.
Oh, Dagan said it simpler. Yeah, curved windows on planes. There you go.
That sounds like a cop out, though.
You wanted to listen to what Flat Earth has got to say. Oh, there's Paul. There you go. You can be the convex person if you wish. Hello as well.
Oh, they're on about the police. Hang on, let me read this. Anyone see the latest
concave? I said convex. I'm so sorry, Paul.
Terror attack, the stabber that was shot to death. Some dude shot in the street after going on a terror rampage, stabbing people. Undercover cop shot him outside Poundland.
It's all fake news. So I'll leave it. There you go. It's all fake news. It didn't happen. There was no real person. There was no real blood. It was crisis actors, and that's it. There is no knife crime. It's all a lie. Even though I know that's not true, because my nephew got stabbed up pretty bad the other day. So. Not that I'm laughing at that. I'm laughing at the fact I'm trying to deny something. Like I say, I'm playing the role tonight, and trying to deny something I know is true is not that easy.
So, what's the main reason flat earthers believe the Earth is flat?
Because it's flat. You can see it's flat. You just go anywhere and look, and you can see things further away than you're supposed to be able to see. Planes, aeroplanes, they take off, they fly, and there's a thing called a gyroscope in them, and it's apparently supposed to, I don't understand this science, but it's supposed to remain rigid in space. And if it's remaining rigid in space, so you take it out of the airplane, you put that down on a table, flat, something flat, keep it spinning for ages, and it should drift. It should have a slight amount of drift to it because the Earth's spinning. And you can keep these things spinning for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and there's no drift. So there's no movement. I've lost the question again. I'm sorry.
Why do flat earthers believe that the Earth is flat? And then you were telling me about aeroplanes.
Oh, yeah. Well, gyroscope's a big one. Basically, if it's not moving, it's a big evidence towards it being flat. But yeah, the biggest one is it's observably flat.
Okay. What makes I know, because that would just be the other side of the equator. I was going to say the toilets and a different spin. If it's two different gravitation. But does that, so on a flat Earth model, is there still a north and south pole on either end of this floating spherical disc that we're on?
No. In some, yes. In the one that I've been representing tonight, no.
So what would explain...
Basically, right, the North Pole's in the centre.
Right.
Yeah. That's why all your compasses point there. And when you're circumnavigating the globe, what you're really doing is you're just going around the centre of the North Pole. Yeah, because that's where your magnet's pointing. So you're naturally just going to do a circle around it, keeping your set distances, and that's how you're going to get where you're going to go. The South Pole, on the other hand, is this massive ice wall around the outside. And that's, again, that's left there because the sun hovers above somehow and melts the ice, and so that creates this big ice barrier, and that's why we're not allowed to go to the South Pole to check it out. And if you check out lots of Antarctic races, Captain Cook's logs, and there's lots of stuff to suggest that Antarctica is a whole hell of a lot bigger than we're told.
So so believing mainstream science, we have gone to but we can gauge the temperatures of other planets. If those other planets don't have a sun that keeps them warm, because the sun's above us, and we're flat, where do they get their temperatures from? Why is a planet that's all the way over? Pardon?
There is no space. Space doesn't exist.
Stupid answers. I can see it.
No, you can see lights
it with
in the
my
sky.
eyes.
You can see lights in the sky.
Hang on, Madam's just said, I don't know anyone who thinks it's a floating disc. Well, then what's it on?
The only people that I actually know who tackle what's underneath is the APM research group. And they're not the model that I've been talking about. They're a different, they're a square flat Earth model, a rectangular flat Earth model.
Right.
Who think there's more land everywhere around us, basically. Due to data that was found in Google's own maps and stuff, basically. It was a part of a group I was in a few years back called Sun and Moon Group. There's a guy called Series who stumbled across the way that Google make its maps, and from that information he figured out the Earth was flat. So yeah.
But that still doesn't answer what the Earth is on.
Right. Oh yeah. So, right. Basically, if you go down the AMP route, it's built on top of technology that keeps everything in this system, in this realm going. Like it creates the halos we sometimes see around the sun, because the sun is actually on a halo and the moon's on a halo, and this switches halos. And you'd have to go and look at AMP research. Best channel for that is FPV Angel. Interesting stuff. They decode the Bible basically. So they're basically all the names in the Bible are not really people from the past. They're names of machines and technologies and stuff that govern the realm we live in. CERN is just a reverse engineered bit of the technology that's underneath us. They're trying to hijack the system so they can take control of it.
So on other models, what's the Earth sitting on? In your model, what's the Earth on?
I actually, guys, this is where I'm going to need some help, because that's something I've actually never heard. Yeah.
Drop the link. Drop the link. Drop the link. Drop the link. Drop the link.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's, I've got to do that up here now. So sorry guys, I've figured out how to run StreamYard. I'm running that. This whole thing is getting run from my phone. Like,
wow.
Yeah, I figured out how to do it. I will do a video about it at some point.
Laurie's in the house. Hey, Laurie.
Yo, Laurie. There you go. There's the link if anyone wants to join us.
Come and tell me what the Earth is sitting on, people. Come and tell me. How is it in the sky?
I mean, it's turtles all the way down.
Just like Russian dolls all out of their box, but turtles.
Yeah, turtles all the way down, because that was the closest answer we'd ever had. Yeah.
That sounds. Maybe below us is infinite, but how are we in the infinite? How?
Sorry, there is another answer. I do apologize. Basically, we're the accretion disk, or the plane of inertia inside of a toroid. So it's all a magnetic humbly jumbly, and we're the mass that's created in the. Is it the accretion disk? It's not. That doesn't sound right.
If you're
possibly accretion, yeah. So yeah, that's probably actually the best answer I could come up with. It's just a toroidal field, and yeah, we are the plane of inertia inside that toroid.
Paul said no one knows what the Earth is sitting on because it's an enclosed system. It isn't possible.
Yeah. But, well, because it's like with Paul, with his concave Earth, like they don't know what's on the outside of the concave Earth, kind of thing. I don't think, anyway.
I don't understand the model of a concave Earth. Like, I can't wrap my head around.
Well, basically, invert. So you've got the sun in the center. So the space is in the center, and the Earth is around it. I've heard, Paul, you're going to really have to chime in if I get wrong on this.
Like Halo, the planet Halo.
Kind of like that, but imagine a 3D version of a Halo ring. Yeah.
Okay. Why do people assume it's enclosed? Go on and tell him the Earth is an oblate spheroid. Yeah, I just. Yeah. So if it's a concave Earth, it's like a bowl.
No, it's a complete the globe. Right, turn the globe inside out. Yeah. And it's just another globe, but everything's on the inside of it. So the sun, the moon, the whole universe is on the inside of this globe.
That opens a farm. So many questions. How do I breathe?
Well, still oxygen. It's an enclosed system.
Where does the sun go? Where does the sun? Okay. How do I breathe? Where does the sun go? Why can't I see the other side?
A lot of the same answers as I've just answered.
If that is true, then why
sorry, we've got bloody hell.
If that is true,
darker.
I'm ready for that coronavirus.
He's corona safe.
Yeah.
Okay, but if the concave Earth was true, why are we trying to burrow out of the concave? Why are we trying to burrow down if that would risk?
Well, we're not. The furthest we can get down is 12 kilometers. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
It's about 8 miles.
We did
Oh,
this last
stars
week.
that rotate anti-clockwise in the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, they spin clockwise. Answer that one, D. Again, that's the toroidal effect. If we go out of the dome model and anything else, yeah, it's the toroidal effect. If you imagine a toroidal field spinning above you or around your realm, then one side of it's going to be spinning that way and the other side's going to be spinning the other way because of perspective. So you're going to get the north-south change. Perfectly reasonable.
Where's the North Pole in the concave version? Is it the same? As
I see.
where
I
it
don't know. I need Paul for this. Yeah, I'm not a concave earther by any like that. That was something I'd like looked a little bit into, but so I can't. Every time I look at Vlad, I'm just thinking he's gonna fucking pull out his fucking suicide shirt. Allah Akbar!
No, I'm just messing around. I just wanted to say I was coronavirus ready. I'm gonna take it off in a second. It's fucking hot as hell.
What do you think, Vlad?
Hold on. Let me take this off.
Okay,
It's not hard,
sure.
but it's harder than the other one.
Well, as a flat earther, Jed, you have to kind of prove that that's job and talk. How would you know that that's not how it's going on? Prove to me that's not how it's
That's what I
going on.
was telling you. You're gonna want to stun.
My guess is as good as yours, considering everyone's lying. Oh, there you go. See, everything is the same in concave Earth, just inverted. So you still, I think it works on higher dimensions, though, doesn't it, Paul? Is that at least added into it to allow for the space, basically?
Okay.
Space.
So, how big is this concave Earth supposed to be?
Well, 26,000 miles around, I'd imagine, if it's the same.
And how high do planes fly? It's less than 1,000, isn't it? So that wouldn't really be affected. Because my question was going to be was logically, if there's something above me, if I jumped high enough, would I fall onto the other side? But that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't get what you mean.
Well, if there's something, if it's a ball like this, but we're in here.
Oh, well,
if I
you're up high
jumped,
enough, and
couldn't
if
I
you fell,
jump?
you wouldn't fall.
You know. Yeah, but that wouldn't make sense.
No. Oh, no high dimension spheres inside spheres like Russian dolls. Oh, so very much as within, so without, as above, so below kind of thing. So, yeah.
People don't get shot. Sure, what did the
It's very
French try to pull
confusing.
someone over, and he got out of the van and chopped the
Explains why the sun doesn't change size throughout the day if it's floating 30 miles above my head.
That was a while back.
Yeah, I'll defer to the fact that the sun might not even be the sun, and it could just be a focal point of energy.
And where's our source of heat and light?
Whoa!
I think the sun is a portal of some sort. Because I've looked at it doing the sun gazing, and you can, if you look at it long enough, you can look right. It looks like you're looking right through something. It's pretty creepy. Not from creepy. I say it's freaky looking because I never looked at the sun before until about 2015, and it was mind blowing to see the sun. Like if you just keep looking at it, after about 10 minutes, you could literally look through it. It was wild. I mean, it looks like some kind of portal. You gotta try it.
No, I have, and yeah, I've had that similar kind of effect. But no, I wouldn't. I see. To me, it was more like a Stargate effect, if you know what I mean. That kind of. There was a definite something there, but rippling but anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Water will not curve around a ball. It finds a flat level, sea level. But does it not just hold on because of gravity?
No, there's no such thing as gravity.
What's that then?
That's buoyancy and density.
But what's pulling it down?
Buoyancy and density. It's
The
denser than the
density,
air
right.
around it, so it falls down. Don't like. This is one I could never even get my head around myself, even when I was a flat earther. Yeah.
I've dropped it now. That was my makeup sponge. Gosh darn it.
Because what makes the direction down? This is the thing. What people? Unfortunately, fuck it. I'm gonna come out of fake mode for a minute. Yeah. What unfortunately most flat earthers don't understand is what gravity actually is, and that it's thanks to gravity you've got buoyancy and density. Without gravity, there is no buoyancy and density. There you go.
Then why don't things fall up?
Yes, they should. If it's buoyancy and density, because that's the path of least resistance, because the air gets thinner as it goes up, and that was my exact argument. Why don't things fall up?
Well, because the path of least resistance will be down.
Well, no, because you get it because the atmosphere is getting thicker as you go down, so there's more of it below than there is above. So it's thinner as you go up. So things would fall path for least resistance through the thinnest resistance, which would be up.
Yeah, and that's the stuff that's lighter, like the gases and stuff. I mean, that's why stuff has helium and which other one makes stuff float? Hydrogen. That's why it's wanting to go up because it's lighter. Heavier stuff's going to go down to the heavy spot. Lighter stuff's going to go up to the lighter spot. It's trying to find where it's a balance. I mean, it's like in water too. I mean, think about water. You put stuff in water, all the different stuff that goes and floats, stuff that sinks, the stuff that lingers in the middle. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but again, like I say, for me, it's the whole direction. Like, what makes something heavier? And then you'll say the density and stuff. But I mean,
See, I think it's all to confuse you.
That argument will go round and round. Paul, no,
that's why I'm talking about it anymore.
Gravity
I feel
magnetism either.
That's why I don't talk about it anymore. I feel the way I feel about it, and I'm just going to leave it like that.
Yeah.
There's no reason to argue with anybody about it.
No. This wasn't the point. Yeah, this wasn't. This was more like hearted thing tonight. So yeah, definitely no argument.
I'm just saying, in general, that's why I stopped talking about it.
Yeah, but Paul, you are unfortunately completely wrong there. Yeah, gravity is not magnetism. If you look at the properties that gravity show, like we can see the effect of gravity, the measurable, 9.8 meters per second. With magnetism, the closer you get to a magnet, the more power that magnet has to the object, so it pulls faster. So yeah, it doesn't explain what we see in everyday reality. Magnetism does not explain any of the effects that could be associated with gravity, just not one single one. So yeah, it's definitely not magnetism. But
I still don't believe, just so you're aware.
Yeah, no, I wasn't expecting to turn anyone into a believer tonight. Like I said, I'm just trying to answer your questions as best I can with my flat Earth information. So,
Vlad, what are you? Flat, globe, concave, convex, string bean? You, Vlad.
I'm looking at more of the flat end of it, but like I said, I don't talk about it more because I've tried proving it with certain things I've done, and everybody wants to use excuses to why it is. So I'm like, fuck it. I feel the way I feel about it, and because I have videos of looking real long distances, and from what they say the curve is, that you shouldn't be able to see as much as you do, even with it going over the curve. I say even with it going over the curve, you shouldn't see as much as you do. But they want to say it's because of refraction and all that crap, and I'm like, that's not refraction. That's the whole damn. It was buildings across a lake with 33 miles, and you see about 70% of it, and you only see about 10% of it, according to the curve.
yeah, but surely. Oh God, no! I'm flat Earth tonight. Go on, it's all right.
No, go on, back me up, D. Back me up. Help me.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, all you saw was 70%, like, or 10%. Whether you like it, there was still only a percentage. You didn't see the whole thing, if you know what I mean. You don't see the whole image.
No, your job is to stun them. That's all you.
And again, to point out for chat, this isn't about arguing or anything like that. Like, we're all friends here. We all get on very well. I've got hiccups. I just want to know the different perspectives and the different understandings behind it, because it's not something I've ever looked into. And whilst I can go and look at a video, look at a YouTube video, this is my safe place.
Safe space.
But I can see half of the chat is getting not happy about flat earth talk, which is fair enough. So I'm going to read some of the above comments.
You go for it.
Okay. Let's catch up with the bits that weren't to do with flat earth. Although I fear most of it was... Do we want to bring this up? Do we not? Not sure. Vlad's point was well made, though. Interesting how he hijacked the topic of MGTOW and feminism, something we've talked about last week.
What? I'm completely missing what you're talking about now.
In respect to Jamie, because he posted, he did MGTOW and feminism this week. And we were talking about it.
I hope he did well with it.
The demon isn't worth mentioning. What?
Sorry, I can't even find it. You must have gone miles up.
I have. Yeah, I've gone really far up. Tried to comment on VB.
Who's the demon? Madame Medusa. So
yeah, who is the demon? I don't know who the demon is.
I haven't got to the original comment yet. Until some demon woman arrived. Was he talking about Nat by chance?
Where's that at? Who said that?
Until some
that was Jed Miles back. It's like right up in the chat.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I know he's on about demon with a wrench. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, demon woman arrived. He's probably talking about Free fucking Spirit.
Free Spirit. She's released so many music videos in the past like 3 weeks.
She did say she was going to be doing it. So.
Like vegans end up. Trouble is, all his advice on health and fitness is terrible and wrong, and he can't cook either. Shame, because I like Jamie and wish him well, but. ...
Oh, everything you just said then doesn't matter because you said but.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about last week when I was on and I wasn't on.
Yeah.
I got a phone call from a friend of mine I've known since first grade, so we've known each other for 44 years now. And he knew my brother pretty well, so we were just talking about stuff about my brother and everything, and his funeral and stuff, and it was just other stuff we were talking about. So it was really good to catch up with him. So that's why I didn't expect to be under that long, so that's why I kind of stayed on. But after a while, I guess we're going to be talking for a while, so that's why I jumped off.
Fair enough. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, definitely good time for a good catch up with old mates. So
yeah, he's in California.
No, I didn't hold it.
She's releasing all those videos because I fill her with inspiration and passion. You do. You feel that passion, Jed. You feel it. You feel it hard.
Oh no, see, that's a shame. I don't. It's a shame not many people are turning up to Jamie's at the moment. That's not good.
Alan is here. What are we looking at during an Earth eclipse? Are all the other planets a sphere like the moon? So, okay, what are we looking at during an Earth eclipse?
Does he mean a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse?
I'm not sure. He said Earth eclipse.
I'm assuming he's going to be a lunar eclipse then. What you are looking at there is K2, for the second sun, basically, getting in the way, the black sun getting in the way.
The black sun?
Isn't that something to do with that? Or is that just not a normal eclipse? Sorry, again, it's been a while since I've gone into the old flat Earth, so that's why I need you people and in the chat, and Vlad, if you know a better explanation. Or
no, that the solar eclipse that happened, I think it was 2017. that wasn't a moon that went in front of the sun, because I watched the whole thing with my naked eye, and that was not a moon in front there.
What was it?
Disappeared. It was, I don't know, the sun just disappeared.
Well, I've got to say, yeah. I
Jen,
mean, I've filmed that eclipse because you could see it from the UK, from where I am. So I did actually film that. I was showing passers-by, like, look, you can see the eclipse. Like, I've got, because I had some welder's glass and stuff. So, and yeah, I mean, we didn't get the full eclipse, obviously, but yeah, it does. It looks like a Pac-Man when you don't get the full eclipse. You can't see any object getting in the way. It does just look like the sun's been cut off. But yeah,
it's crazy stuff, really crazy stuff when you really start looking at it. It's like, wow, what the hell's going on here?
So I mean, I remember seeing when the moon covered the sun, but I was about 8.
Just put it up there.
So when I last noticed it, when it completely, when the moon eclipsed the sun,
it would have been about 20 in the UK.
1999.
I was working nights at the ice cream factory at the time.
Was it 99?
Oh, was it 99? Was it? Oh, all right.
I think
that was the year my eldest was born.
I was 7, I think. Can't maths right now. I can't maths. But I remember seeing the moon. There has been a lunar eclipse with the moon in another part of the sky, as he says, could be the black sun.
Yeah.
What? Okay, you're gonna have to explain. That's opening even more questions.
Right, you got Rahu and Ketu. Yeah. Rahu is the sun we all know and adore and see.
Yeah.
And Ketu, I'm probably getting the pronunciations wrong, is the dark sun, the opposite of that. Now, obviously, because it's black, you can't see it most of the time. How it doesn't get in the way of all the rest of the stars and stuff, I don't know. It only gets in the way of the moon.
No, isn't that weird how that works?
But the sky is blue. But the sky is blue, grey, white, or blue, grey, white. Why can't I see?
Well, you only see the moon because something reflects off the moon. Because light reflects off the moon. Even if you're watching the moon during the day, when you can see it during the day, that's still light that's being reflected from it. K2 is a black moon. There's nothing to reflect from it, so there's nothing to see.
No.
You wanted the
No, I don't. No.
Yes, no, it is. That's the thing, Jed. That is and I'm playing the role of a flat earther tonight. So yeah, that's the explanation I gave. So I got it right there.
No.
The sky is chicken. Yo, Skyfly, how's it going, man?
Bree.
You fucking idiot, you are. Fucking hell.
Hi, Bree. And again, no, I don't. I can't. My brain doesn't want to comprehend that.
I think it's more Eastern philosophies that the black sun comes from. Although I think it was a symbol that was taken up by the Nazis, and that's why you don't see it a lot, because it's banned everywhere. You just can't show like images of it and illustrations of it because you like get removed from Facebook and all sorts. So, yeah.
Hang on. No.
Not the first floor is just ads, but on the second floor you're gonna
get
an unstoppable shot as soon as we get off the lift. It's gonna be an ogre.
There you go. So you've got a comment from Friday. Kakes tried. So I've been thinking about your cooking, and you could have a full hot curry just by adding a little extra chili to the food, but don't cut it up. Just that one out on your plate.
That's the unstoppables. They just seem to charge at you when they know
that
it'll make your day go.
I know I didn't read that right. because that didn't sound. No, I read it right.
Some of my first knife
I've
files
been
were
thinking about your
fucking
cooking, and you could have full hot curry just by adding an extra chili to food, but don't cut it up. Just this, that one. Just this, that one. Just this, that
I
one.
can't. Like usually, I can
Outline
place the
plate.
word that was meant to be there, but I can't. I don't know what. Yeah, sorry, bro.
Just this, that one. Are you having a stroke? Should we call an ambulance? Can you raise your arms? Right, let me go back to the Black Sun. The Black Sun.
wizard, so she can do shit for me.
Ah,
The
that's
Black
yeah.
Sun. It's just giving me symbol. The Black Sun. Give me something else to search with. The Black
Yeah,
Sun.
with that symbol, it's like yeah.
Yeah, but I want to see it.
No, that's all you'll see, symbols of it, because you can't see the black sun because it's black. It doesn't reflect, so therefore you can't see it. You can only see its effect on other things like the moon and none of the stars.
But you'd still see it if it, unless it's a mirror and it's mirroring everything around it, so that it blends in like a magician. You'd still see it. Like. But birds are black. There are black birds in the sky, and I can fucking see them. Flap, 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 flap. Like you'd see it. I don't understand.
Yeah,
You
that's
would
because
see
you're
it.
seeing a black bird. The black sun is the opposite of the sun. So the sun is the source of light. The black sun is like there's nothing reflected from it. There's no light to be seen. It's like now, right? This lighter, yeah. That lighter is every other color except the color you're seeing. The only reason you're seeing that color is because that's the color that's reflected from it, and actually that's purple. So your brain makes purple up. Purple doesn't exist.
Like my hair, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's now blue, blonde, and pink.
But yeah, so anything you see, like, I mean that thing there, like you're seeing blue, but it's every other color except the exact color you're seeing now. So because that's what's being reflected back. If there's nothing to reflect back, you won't see anything. And to be fair, that's not it. Like you can forget most of what I've just said because that goes way beyond above the heads of most flat earthers. They don't even get those basic concepts. So.
It's really invisible until it gets in front of the sun and moon.
But yeah, you see the effect. It's very much like gravity. Nobody can tell you what gravity is. They can just tell you what it does. This is like that. The black sun. You can only really tell what it is when it affects something. The moon. Only, or possibly that could be responsible for solar eclipses as well. So,
if you want to not kill these ads, if you just run around in big circles.
No.
Oh wait, there. Black sun is a hollow earth thing. It's the sun that heats up the inside of the globe dwellers, the hollow earthers. I suppose that does. Yeah, I suppose make a bit of sense because the whole Nazi thing with the. Hitler being a hollow earther, thinking that's why they went to Antarctica, because they found the hole into the hollow earth. Your water isn't wet, madam. What are you talking about? Come on, surely everybody out there knows water's not wet.
Cabbage, do you mean my hair is a wig or is my hair dyed? Because obviously it's dyed, as in coloured.
What, you don't grow purple hair?
No, look.
Fuck. That's crazy.
I
thought it grew that long and then it just turned purple.
But
right?
it is my hair and it is stupidly long.
Mind.
That's my hip bone there. Explain to me why water's not wet.
Because it's water.
Mm-hmm.
What more explanation do you need? Wet is a description.
I know. I just wanted to see your face. No, I know. I do understand that one. No, it's completely real hair. It is mine. It's not extensions. It's taken me a long time to grow. But no, it is my hair.
There you go.
The black sun is a bit of a stretch of the imagination. We just don't know what we're on.
Yeah,
Water is wet like the sun is dry.
Dagon, that's probably the most honest. I know I went a bit culty with the flat Earth tonight, like, but yeah, the honest, like most flat earthers, like the real, true, honest flat earthers will say, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It could be this, it could be that. I don't know. So.
But at the same time,
in space.
Pardon?
I just know we're not spinning in space.
Well, that was the thing I was going to say. Like, on the flip side of it, I could not explain to you how the Earth is in the sky. Like, as a globe, I'm asking these questions, but I couldn't explain to you how the Earth is in the sky. Like, as far as I'm aware, it has something to do with gravity and the sun pushing us and us all in a perfect alignment. And if we weren't all in perfect alignment, all the planets would just go.
Not quite. Right, mainstream. Bosh. Right, back into mainstream. We're actually very unique solar system. Like of all the solar systems they found, there's not one like us. We're
That's
unique.
why I'm here.
So yeah, basically, but it's to do with gravity and space time. As why everything works the way it does.
See, my thing with the concave Earth is why is the horizon? I mean, it goes and it appears to be dropping down because of the perspective causing it to do that. Wouldn't it, if it was concave, which would have to be going up? How come it's not going up instead of?
I think that's something to do with the way light bends.
You see the water in front, or everything in front of us, it start rising instead of falling. Because
I think that's I think because Paul said that before. I think that's something to do with the way light bends. So it's an optical illusion. You're seeing the opposite effect of what is actually happening. But Paul, feel free to give the correct answer if I got that wrong.
Bree just said it's not really that difficult. The Earth is a globe and it's spinning and orbiting around the sun. It's very simple. I mean, it's not.
No,
no matter what.
Go on, sorry.
No matter what model you look at, the way in which life is created on this fucking globe and the way in which we see everything and the way it fucking isn't fucking simple. It's not just here we go, there you go, it's floating. It's not that simple as it's simple. Like that's
no, it really is.
No matter how, I beg to disagree. We can't speak. Go on.
Right. Basically, this solar system is held together because everything is falling into the space-time well created by the sun at the center. Yeah, but because everything else has got its own little well in space-time because it's got its own mass, it manages to plop along quite nicely without actually falling into the sun.
That was a headshot.
Yeah, but that isn't. But what I mean is that isn't just simple.
Seconds to finish this.
That's it's not just here you go, there it is.
That's about as simple as you can put it.
It's simple in concept when you speak it in words, but when you look at the magnitude of what is actually happening, it's not fucking simple. Everything has to be where it needs to be and the right size in order for it to be where it is.
Ooh, barely. We got it.
Well, not really. It's where it is because it's just the way it is and everything. Again, it's this whole.
That's what
opposite,
I mean.
Not opposite, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
Well, again, for me, this is what speaks of some kind of design to it all. Some like
So close.
not necessarily completely intelligent, like forward-thinking design, but there's something like to it. That's just. I take it you're having a go at Dano there. No? Oh. Have we lost Vlad? Are you still there, mate? Yeah, no, cool. Sorry, yeah, you did a me for a second. You kind of froze up and weren't moving for a while. I was like, I'm on a tiny screen here. And, yeah.
Dagan said, flat or globe, it's been made by intelligent design, the creator. And then Paul put, the human eye is convex. It gives the illusion of the earth bending down. A pencil refracting through water proves this. We see through the atmosphere, which acts like a lens, like water. I knew what you meant, Paul, don't worry.
Yeah, so, yeah, because of the way light bends, that's why you see what you see. So yeah, kind of got it right.
That kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense. It's like it's the way I have always seen my eyes is the same as the way that I see my glasses. The glasses I wear alter my natural vision. You know, less of that language, Gem Panda.
12, it's a globe. Stop being silly. I love that argument. That it makes everything right, doesn't it? It's like, fucking damn it, God's sake, you're so right.
You silly sausage D. How could you possibly have another opinion?
It's over now.
Well, we solved it.
Gem Panda set it straight.
Gem Panda has solved the answer. No, this is more of a, as you're clearly late to the party, this is more of a discussion for me because I've never explored the other reasonings behind it. So it's nice to hear why other people think it's a different way. It's good to learn other people's opinions, you know. Whether I think they're right or wrong, they're still their opinions, and that's okay. And I think fundamentally, it doesn't matter what shape the Earth is. There are more pressing issues going on right now.
That I agree
but
with.
We've had a couple of crazy weeks. We've had a couple of drama weeks, and we wanted a chill, relaxed, because me and Dee don't argue. We just wanted to have a conversation. Is that all right with you, Jam Panda? Flat Earthers have some reasoning now. You up? Oh, sorry, Vlad. I was talking over you there, mate. What did you say?
I said Jim Panda's been hell bent against the whole flat Earth thing since the beginning.
I've never met Jam Panda, so welcome. Firstly,
I was surprised to see him here, and I hadn't seen him in a while.
Drop the link, D. Bree wants to come.
I don't want to debate. I'm not here to debate. I just.
Oh yeah, no, this wasn't a debate show. This is not a debate. This is literally trying to get Kate's head round the fact that people think the Earth's flat.
Yeah.
And this black sun has just fucked me right in the face.
Yeah. And the debate's being used wrong anyways. These debates are actually arguments. They're arguments towards each other because a debate is where two people say how they feel in front of a group of people, and then a group of people decide which side they want to take. That's what a debate is.
I think question and answers is a better way of explaining this. You know, I don't think me and Dee are too nice to each other to debate with each other and argue. It's more, what do you think? I think this. Why do they think this? It's not, talk more about getting fucked in the face. That's the best bit so far. No.
I'm an undecided. Like it's not like I'm not an undecided. I'm an undisclosed. Makes it easier that way.
I'm an inquisitive globe, and that's just my dress size.
I mean, but debates aren't pointless. Nothing's pointless. Everything you do has meaning. Whether it has more or less meaning is a different thing. And this is the thing. I mean, some people actually enjoy debates because the thing is, you can take the opposite side of what you think in a debate. And it will help you learn that side a little bit better when you try and actually argue for it rather than against it. So.
Do you still watch
Star Wars, etc.? You're a glober, mate. I never stopped watching Star Wars, even when I was a fully fledged cult flat earther.
Sorry, Jed put because flat Earth dead. Now he's clutching at straws.
Yeah.
Oh, who? Wait there. Who's?
Jed. I don't know. Low hanging fruit there, Jen, mate. Him.
Vegan boy. You got vegan
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, this is more role play. Yeah.
Debates just trigger nastiness.
No, but it's not debate. It's arguing. They're just arguing back and forth. Is all they're doing.
Yeah, that's what they are doing. Yeah, I'm just saying. In general, debate is a good thing. But yeah, what is happening online? Yeah, is what you saying there, Vlad. It's arguing. It's not a debate.
Yeah. Well, that's why I looked up debate, and if you look at that's like with those presidential debates, they're up on stage, however many people, 2 to 4, 6, even how many. So they're saying how they feel about something, giving the audience to make a decision on something. That's what a debate really is. That's not what's going on.
I'm lovely and nice.
As each side attacking each other. That's not a debate.
You speaking of presidents, did you see the video of I think it was 2014 of when somebody shouted Allahu Akbar in an audience, Trump's like and all of his secret services just pile onto him.
I haven't seen that.
It's brilliant. It's very fun. Debates are what school children do. And Nathan Oakley.
And Nathan Oakley.
Exactly, Vlad. Two people shout what they believe at one another. No one actually listens. Just people waiting for their turn to speak. Yeah, I see the two different kinds of debates for what you're talking about. When me and Dee talk, sometimes we do debate, but we always take in each other's opinions. I think it must depend on person to person, because I mean we troll each other, but we're also like really nice to each other. So
that's just having a conversation.
Yeah. Oh, Bree's backstage. Sorry, Bri.
Oh bloody hell! Sorry, muffed in
But
with
I'm gonna
this
carry
phone
on.
and everything. Yeah, there we go.
Dee and Vlad are a couple of knobs, though. See, I'm lovely, Dee. Oh, vegan boy. Hello, Bree.
Hello there.
Yeah, Brian.
Hi, Dee. What's your name?
Mine.
No, I know Kate.
So you
Vlad.
come here every week.
Vlad right there.
Vlad.
Vlad.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I came on to say. When you make a curry for your boyfriend or your husband, or whatever you put in, with your kids and that, whack an extra chili in there, but don't cut it up, and then dish that out on your plate separately. Then you can cut it up.
Oh, for me, because I like spicy food.
Yeah, for more spicy food.
Yeah, no, I usually just like sprinkle chili powder on the top of my dinners, to be perfectly honest. Like if I do a curry, I just, or once I've served it up, I add some chili powder and give it a mix in the pan and then serve mine up, because yeah, the fucking babies. Now I see what you mean, because you know me so well. You know that Dan and Fred don't like spicy
I know
food.
that, yeah.
Oh, people listen to me.
Oh, you're famous on the internet.
On them internet, so popular. Oh my gosh.
Doesn't mean the flat earth is true, though. The flat earth is complete bollocks.
How dare you? How very
Who's defending the flat earth here?
Who
is defending it?
To the tower on Tuesday.
I am the defender of the flat earth tonight.
Hang on, can I just pause and interject? Jam Panda just put the problem with chili powder is it makes your food taste like chili powder.
Oh shit.
I mean, yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, you
So,
gotta
I made a madras the other day, and I put far too much chili in there, and it was so hot I couldn't eat it. It was horrible.
Oh, we've lost Cakes. We've lost Cakes again. Just give it 5, boys. Just give it 5.
I posted a link on
Does calm down
Jed's
eventually.
stream, but I don't know if you kicked it off or if it's going to have a link, but it had it to the Muttley. It had that Muttley comparing. It was crazy how close it is. So if you look at Muttley on YouTube, it's that dog from a cartoon back in the 70s, and you sound exactly like him.
I'll have to do a video one day. I'll just start Muttley over Cakes laughing.
She's trying not to laugh. Just go ahead and laugh. It's okay.
You know what it is, Mummy?
There you go. There you
You're ruining your makeup. Oh God.
Oh, sorry about his name. I made it up on a vegan goy show the other day, and I thought vegan boy sounds like vegan goy.
The problem with tomatoes is they taste like tomatoes.
You can buy tomato puree.
I think we've lost the right now because this is just going to keep going.
I need some tissue.
Don't put too much garlic in there. Too much garlic.
I love garlic.
I can ask you, Kate, do you have an air fryer?
No.
Oh, you don't know about them, do you?
Yeah, I do, but I don't want one.
I'll get one. They're amazing.
I don't want to.
No, get one.
I don't want to.
Yeah, but they're amazing.
But I don't want one.
No, you don't want it because you don't know about it. But when
But
you
I don't
know
eat.
about it,
But if I want chips, I'll buy chips.
no, you
You
don't
know?
buy them. You can cook them in your air fryer.
But that's the only thing I'd cook in the air fryer.
I've cooked garlic bread, mushroom.
Yeah, but that's what my oven's for.
Yeah, but your oven takes ages. You can cook a whole chicken in
It's not a
60
turban.
minutes. 60 minutes, a whole chicken. In the oven, that would take 2 hours.
It's a tablecloth.
Air fryers are the way forward. They're
I don't
not very
want one.
big. You can't get much in them. But the
That's
bigger
why I don't
one,
want one. I'm cooking for like 3 to 4 people a day. I don't want one. I've got no
Okay, fair enough.
space.
Okay, fair enough.
I've calmed down now.
Anyway, moving back, the Earth is flat. Water is too much level.
Oh, have you got any more questions then, Cakes?
Oh,
When you pause it, it's at the top left corner.
oh, I don't know. Oh, I remember once this random person in the street like stopped me to tell me that the Earth was flat, and I was like, okay, why? And he started rambling on about Pythagoras' theorem. Why was this person rambling on about Pythagoras' theorem? Because I didn't listen to him because I was on my way to work, and I'm like, I got to get somewhere, and I'm trying to get rid of him. But he was trying to tell me about triangles and Pythagoras' theorem and eyeball distance.
Right. Yeah. Basically, what if you do maths
Which
on
I don't.
the trajectory of the sun, basically, and do a triangle using math. You come up with the distance to the sun being about 3,000 miles away, not 93 million miles away.
So do you
It probably was Jason of the Disby family. He was up in Birmingham not too long ago doing the Globe tour. Yeah.
Jed, these aren't my pajamas. This is one of my interview tops. This is what I interview in. I usually get the job.
Yeah.
You know.
So actually, when you were stopped in the street, was it with someone with a camera and a microphone and a backdrop to them, or was it just a random?
No, it was a random hobo.
Oh, okay.
We have a lot of them.
Oh, wonder, that could have been John Smith then.
Actually, same question that Dee asked, and how far is the sun away?
Far.
Sorry?
93,000 miles away. I don't know. 93 million miles away. I don't know. That's what Dee just said.
Exactly. I like that.
I listened. Were you testing if I was listening?
Yeah, because Dee just asked you, but you didn't answer. I don't know why you didn't answer.
Well, I didn't answer.
I wasn't asking a question, I don't think. Yeah.
So, okay.
Cakes, what Dee just said is true. If you only take 2 measurements, if you take more than 2, the sun is 93 miles away.
93
million miles away.
Million miles away. Sorry, I skipped million. That's what I do with my bank account. I just ignore the million.
Measured that measurement.
Bri flies and lawnmowers. He knows.
Yes.
What?
The Earth is a spinning ball.
I need to put my
Size
phone in.
better it is, and they are correct. And it is orbiting around the sun. Unfortunately, it disproves the flat Earth and all the other concave Earth nonsense. But that's reality. Now, I know there's vegetarians watching, and they don't like eating meat, but I like meat. So I'm prepared to talk to these vegetarians.
That's a very awesome switch mid-sentence.
I don't understand what just happened.
I'm just amazed.
I don't understand where that voice chain brain went.
The
What are you on
point
about,
is,
So was you ever a flat earther then, Brian? Was you? Or
not really. No, I went into the flat Earth and I met lots of friends, and they become my friends, like you on Sun and Moon Group.
Yeah,
they become my friends, and they were talking complete nonsense. But I was thinking, okay, I like these people. I like these people, like Poncho Pete and other people, and I became friends with them. And when they were talking complete nonsense, I thought, no, I'll just ignore it. And then when Poncho Pete, and this was a long time ago, came out about aircraft running on compressed air, I thought, no, he's talking complete bollocks. When he came out with transvestite in 2019, in January 2019, saying that Bruce Lee was a man, and he already banned me and Jimmy Jedi and most other people, saying that we were females that had sexual
Bruce Lee was a man.
Oh, it just went completely. Oh, it was mad.
Yeah, no, that whole investigation agenda thing, that went a little bit too far for me. I can see elements of it, don't get me wrong, but yeah, people, again, the cult mind takes over.
I've been to Thailand, and I'm aware that there are lady boys that live there, people that look like women, but they are men. I'm aware of that.
But yeah, it's nowhere near as proliferated as the trans.
No, Jodie Foster maybe what's the word? If a woman loves a woman, what's she called?
Lesbian.
Lesbian. She may be lesbian. Even back in 1979, when she was like 17, and that's a long time ago. But being a man, no, she's not.
So
anyway,
I'm not sure.
Do you not understand that?
No, I didn't follow. Sorry, I didn't follow.
Yeah, I'm not following.
Okay, Jodie Foster. Everyone knows her from Silence of the Lambs and that, and she was really famous there. And that was like 83, so she was 17 in 79, so 83.
Oh, so right, yeah, okay, go on.
So she's a bit older then. She's like 22, maybe. She went into a special school and she's learnt French and that. Very educated. She was a lesbian. That's true. But that doesn't mean that she was a man. And like Poncho Pete comes out with all these statements that men are women and women are men. And he just got confused. He got confused by the information that he absorbed in his head in a very short period of time.
Well, no, this is, like I said, this is where the cult mind takes over. You like, once you realise there's so many lies being told, I think, like I say, people start thinking everything's a lie. And like I say, the cult mind takes over and you get caught up in these little channels. You're a bit bored of flat earth now, you've gone through that enough, you need a new meal to get into, and yeah, you're focused into that, and yeah, you just see men who are women and women who are men everywhere. And I mean, I even heard one transvestigator claiming that they changed the sex in vitro, so before they're even born, like and stuff. And yeah, you hear all
What the
sorts
fuck is
of
the point in that? That doesn't make no sense. And so if that were true, it wouldn't even matter because
they were in vitro. So yeah, they were actually born a female or a male. Yeah, I know. This is what I mean. This is how crazy it gets. This is how culty the cult mind can get.
yeah, that was going too far. I mean, there's the ones that are obvious and the ones that are like really suspicious, but to say every single person is transgender, that's just insane.
Yeah,
that's the thing I like about, that's the thing about love about Kakes. She's a cook. She cooks food, so she knows the recipe. And if you put a chili in a dish, it will come out that way. If you put something else in there, it'll come out different. So you cannot physically change a man from a woman. You can do it biologically in the world we live in now, but it doesn't happen as regular as Poncho Pete thinks it does. And I know he's been missing for a long time, but this is where it all came from.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I knew of Poncho Pete. I've watched a few of his chats and stuff and that, but yeah, he was never like someone I massively went to. So I didn't even realize he was.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
That's good. You're lucky.
Okay. Yay! Yay, Kakes!
I think he's in prison now because he stabbed somebody. Or the impression he stabbed somebody on air. I mean, you can only hear the audio, but it's some guy here that stayed with them, and I guess he wanted to leave because they had a disagreement about something. I think it was a transgender stuff, and then he stabbed him. Right on air.
It didn't go to prison though. The guy was what's his name?
He didn't die, but he did stab him.
No, he suffered away. I know it. I know his channel. I can't think of his name. I've just forgotten it. Oh, she's not important.
Yeah,
Jed said I think it was Jez he slashed.
Jez. It was Jez.
Ah,
Really?
Jez.
It was Jez, the RoboCop guy.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
RoboCop Studios, Jazz.
The RoboCop guy.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was Jez that happened to. Holy crap!
Yeah, it was him. Yeah.
Whoa.
This is
No
how long
way.
the Flat Earth has been going on. You
Oh yeah,
we've
it's a
got
while.
Patricia Steers come and she's gone and she's come back again.
That's the Botox woman.
Yeah, the woman that has it in the chin installed.
So where's he's
Yeah,
not,
the one who's fighting with Antonio.
Well, Antonio Supras, or you're talking about the son of the,
the
son of the moon, or whatever he's called now.
Eh?
He's changed his name, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, the Book of the Sun.
Book of the Sun, that's it, yeah. I forgot the name, sorry.
Their teeth, it looks like alien.
the Book of the Sun,
They
huh?
look like alien.
What a fucking idiot he is.
The missus does.
Sorry to swear. Sorry to swear.
No, we freedom of speech on this channel, on this panel.
I missed what you said.
He done the Sun Challenge, or he all like followed it, and that was great. But then he went completely bananas. He was like Nick from Phuket Word, and went completely turbicide, or whatever you call it. Complete idiot.
Last year, and she was pretty good.
A lot of people do go a bit bonkers, so that's the thing. I mean, to be fair, I still enjoy listening to Antonio. He's a character.
Yeah. Oh, D, you need to change channels, mate. He's a complete idiot.
Jed said Poncho still live streams.
Does he?
Yeah. That's what Jed
So
said.
I thought people still use the logo that he had. I can't remember. Was it PCC or PPC or?
No, he called himself the Son of God.
No, we'll invite the bear to dinner.
What?
Okay.
Oh, he's a gamer now, apparently. Look.
He was a gamer when he first started, And that's
apparently back to it by the looks of it. Yeah.
Well, we all know gamers are fucking crazy and weird.
Yeah, because that's how you met Dee, wasn't it? And you, Cakes.
Mm-hmm.
You both met each other on the gamer show. My girlfriend left me because she played some stupid fucking game on computer, and she thought, "Oh, he's a nice guy. He lives like 700 miles away. Oh, not 700, 400 miles away. But I'll go and meet up with him." And she cheated on me like a bitch, and then went off with this man because she played a game with him online.
I met my boyfriend on Xbox, if that makes you feel any better.
I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm just saying it's sad that it changes some people's perception.
Oh, it changes everything. Gaming's, I'm starting to realise, actually really quite bad for you.
Yeah, gaming can mess your head up. You get into like a routine.
Not just your head, it can mess your whole philosophy.
Yeah, your whole life up.
Physiology up.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Why do you think that?
We've seen it. We've experienced it.
Because of the hormones you release when you're gaming. Because when you're gaming, you literally you like, it's like you're there. So you get the fight or flight responses. You get the sweat. There's even a term on for gaming, like, oh, that guy's getting all sweaty. He's really trying his hardest, like. And unfortunately, all that fight or flight stuff, if you're playing for, like we used to, like 8 to 12 hours a day sometimes, like it's not good for you to be in that state for that long, and it has a detrimental effect. I'm thinking it like may not just be the marriage that caused all the grey. Like, I mean, I'm truly starting to think it could be down to the gaming and the stress that it causes.
I can agree with that in some respect. It's very, very new, isn't it? Now I know, obviously, online gaming has been popular for years, but you know, the social side of it is affecting people because they meet people who they're playing the same games with, and they think, oh, they're great, and then they finally meet them, and they're not compatible, and they're just completely messed up, and they create relationships, and then they fall apart immediately. Oh,
right, you can comment on that one, Cakes. Maybe you've lived it.
I think you get to know somebody a hell of a lot better when if you're playing Xbox with somebody or PlayStation with, if you're playing a game with somebody, you're usually talking to them for between like 4 and 18 hours in a day. Every day, when would you normally speak to somebody between 4 and 18 hours a day? Like, other than in work, but in work you're working. You know, I mean, me and Dan, I mean, it's difficult because we started off as friends. You know, we met each other almost 6 years ago, I think. Yeah, almost 6 years ago, me and Dan met.
And you wouldn't stop flirting with me. My girlfriend got angry.
Yeah, I wouldn't stop. Apparently, I wouldn't stop flirting with him, and his girlfriend got angry. But I flirt with a lot of people. That's not my fault. I'm a flirty person. Shut your mouth, you whore.
Okay, so you've been together for 6 years with Dan, I assume, yeah?
No, we met each other 6 years ago, but we've been together for, how long have we been together? 18 months.
Okay.
But 2 years in July.
So, do you still play the same games that you used to play when you first met him?
Yes.
You still play them? And have you like spoken to anyone else that you might like?
What, in the almost 2 years that we've been together?
Yes.
I'm tempted to mention Scottish here, but I won't, because I'm not.
Yeah, no, go on. Yeah, go on.
Oof. I was just going to say, well, the boyfriend, I don't know whether it was before Dano or not. I've not got the chronological order
before.
right. But
I met them both at the same time.
The boyfriend before Dano, she also met.
And Dee's frozen, so I'll tell you. I met my ex on the same game at the same time that I met Dan, and we got together almost 6 years ago, me and this ex, and we still play with him as well. If that answers any of your questions.
Yeah, my big question is, you like your curries hot, and he doesn't like his hot, and I'm thinking, okay, so you've got a problem immediately. You're not compatible 100%. You're not 100% compatible, but you're compromising, and you're doing a really good job, and you're sort of still together, and that's great. But I'm thinking, deep inside, you think there may be someone better who might like hotter curries that you could meet in the future. So if you keep playing these games, if you met that person, would you possibly leave him? And
there's always going to be somebody better in theory. The grass is always greener on the other side in theory. But despite differences that me and Dan have, our relationship is pretty fucking good. And I don't think I would ever form the longer you're with somebody, the bigger bond you're going to have with somebody, the more you're going to know somebody. So if I just meet somebody, it's purely going to be like, it would be a sexual chemistry thing. It would never, ever be a bond that me and Dan have. It would only be, he's fit, I'd fuck him, but then I'd just still go home to fuck Dan, like...
Have you had children together?
Pardon?
Have you had children together?
I have a child.
With Dan?
No, he's 7. My son's 7.
Okay, so until such time you have a child with Dan, I don't think you'll ever be 100% happy.
What?
Well, I don't want more children.
The psychoanalysis going on.
Babe, apparently, unless we have a child with him, me and you are never going to be 100% happy.
Now.
No, Jez.
We're not having someone. Hey, Jez. We just spoke about you.
Off on the order then.
Can I just catch up with chat, because you're kind of melting my brain and I don't really understand what you're trying to say. I love Dan. Game I play right now.
I think Bry is basically plotting the idea in your head that you're going to leave Dano. So look, if he starts gaming and he finds out what game you're playing, he's going to meet you, and then he can be with you, and you're not with Dano anymore.
Yeah, but the thing is that Dan's got a rather nice penis, and I'm not going to leave that for anything.
Okay, make some judgment with that, and then you'll be happy. That's fascinating. This is really fascinating. This is better than the Flat Earth. Much better.
Yeah, we've lost the Flat Earth, guys, so I don't think we'll be getting back to it. So if you're here
we're now talking about Dan's penis.
Yeah, change the title now. Change the title.
No, but to be honest, Cakes, I think you need to have a child with this man if you really love him.
I think not.
No, you have to. You have to.
I definitely don't.
You do. You do.
I don't.
Drink that drink up and then go to bed and make that
baby.
Definitely
not.
I'm saying that. Sorry.
And to be fair, I mean, I kind of agree with you, Bri. I do think that she should let Dano.
Yeah, because
father a child.
It's like things you've seen in the past, and you always think. Imagine you've got a car and your brother bought it for you or whatever. It's not yours, but your brother bought it. It's not yours, and you need that connection.
Oh, I don't agree with what you're saying there.
I'm trying to think of a way to put it. Sorry. How else can I put it?
Jez wants the link.
Oh, Jez. Jez is great. No. I love Jez. Oh, Jez. Is that Jez?
Yeah, 3D props.
3D props. He's okay, actually. He's a nice guy.
Dan can have a child. Dan can go off and rear as many children as he wants, but it won't be with me. And he knows that. I'm not stopping him from having kids. If he wants to go and have kids, off you go. Like, in the nicest possible way.
I reckon Dan's going to be wanking in the bedroom tonight, thinking she doesn't want me.
No, he won't. I just have to put his penis in my in my mouth, and then he knows that I want him. The fuck?
Anyway, sorry. Let's move on to another thing. Right. I really messed this up. Sorry.
No, you're right. You're right.
It's Jez in the background.
Stream,
It's my own fault for saying freedom of speech, isn't it?
Steve, you still see the fireworks from your house?
Huh?
The fireworks from that building you see
Brexit.
from your house.
Oh,
No, keep the house. Yeah.
Ah, amazing. That's brilliant.
Like I said, I'll have to get a decent camera for that.
Sound.
but overpopulation, Brie. That's what Paul said.
I'm not watching chat. Sorry, I don't have that window open. It's in a different.
Which all right, I'll read the important ones to you. I'll read the ones that are aimed at you that are kind.
Okay.
I won't read the mean ones. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm sure people are being horrible to me. They always do
Well,
that.
we don't need more guests being triggered. That's happened far too much recently. Free spirit.
Yeah, thanks. Going back to the cookery. Cakes.
Okay.
What's the channel name to cook with cakes?
Because I don't want to.
No,
Because it's not just cooking. So no, right. The reason why it's called Cakes Tries is because I don't want to just set myself off to be okay. You could just cook or you could just plant things. Because the reason why my intro is hands as well is because we were talking with Barbie the other day and we were saying people don't use their hands anymore. Like I want to build things and I want to show you guys what I've built because I can with my hands. And it's just that whole, you know. It's going to be Cakes Tries to, and if I fuck up, I fuck up, but I'll still post it and be like, I done goofed, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a how not to. It's a how not to video then.
Wow, you're much more.
Yeah, yes, Fred.
Cakes, you're brilliant.
I know. I've met me.
Rising
Thank
Lovelet. See, I knew he was trying to oust Dano. I knew it.
Oh, I'm trying to fit in your pants.
How old are you, Brie?
I'm 52 now.
Yeah, far too old. You're almost as old as my pops.
Oh well, I can't fuck you then.
Definitely not.
It doesn't mean I can't talk to you.
No, definitely you can talk to me.
Thank you. I could have lied and said I was 25.
Nobody would have believed you.
No.
Yeah, I
You
would
sound
not have
like
believed
an
you.
old-
Plus, then you'd have been too young for me.
Yeah.
Oh shit. 28.
Mm. What you drinking, NZD? Dagan said, Skyfi. Brie, I am always polite to you, even though I think you're a gobbler.
I am a gobbler.
Globber knob. Glober.
Glober.
Yeah.
Me and Dee have the same name. We are brothers from a different mother.
Hey, Jazz. Yes, I know you are.
Yeah, from fucking Grimsby.
Yeah, I want
You're
to hear
right, Jazz.
Poncho
Tell us your story, Jazz. Poncho
I
stabbed
heard
you.
about it.
stabbed a year ago.
Everybody else,
No,
mute your
to tell.
mouth.
No, to tell. Do you know what I mean? It was just one of them things. What happened? Bit of a disagreement. Rest is history. That's as far as I'm concerned.
I mean,
Oh,
involved a
yeah,
knife. It's
yeah.
not. You can't really call it. Not a lot happened. Like a knife penetrated your skin. If that
Yeah.
happened to me,
Yeah,
you would not stop hearing about it. I would talk about it every week.
I remember watching it, Jess, and he said that what's that guy? The kung fu guy.
Panda.
Shaolin Kung Fu.
Kung fu guy. Bruce Lee is a man. You didn't know he's not. And then he fell out of you, and then you went
Yeah.
to leave and get your bike from the corridor in between the building and the front door, and he went to the kitchen and got the knife and fell out of you.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, right, it's only me and Pete that knows what went on. And, you know, and that's it. And to be honest with you, it's quite boring that people are actually, you know, still talking about it. What's done's done at the end of the day, and that's it. It's finished. And like I said before on the videos, you know, I wish him all the best. And that's it. We move on. You know, not make a story out of it. There's no point.
Yeah.
Can I ask you 3 questions?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, first question.
Go on then.
I'm going to do them in quick succession and you can answer whichever one in order. Where did he stab you? How much did it hurt? Do you have a scar? And like in addition to that one, can I see the scar?
That's 4 questions.
Well, it was in addition to this guy. Shut up.
Okay.
It's my channel. Go on, Jez.
Yeah. Well, there's two scars, and that's about it. And no, I won't be showing it because I don't see
It's
the
on your
point
bum.
of.
It's on his hand.
Oh, wait.
It's on his left hand.
I don't see the point. Do you know what I mean? But like I say, I'll say this bluntly. The YouTubes can be a fun place, and it can teach you a lot of things as well about life. Don't get sucked in on the internet with all the conspiracies and all different topics that are going about, because it can draw you in and it can change you. It can change it. The individual at the end of the day is what you're into. You know, just because you're into that topic, you can't force other topics onto other people. We all look at flat Earth, we all look at round Earth, concave Earth. There's so many out there. You should all just stick together and just have do you know what I mean? Just get on.
Yeah.
And all I see is just people tearing chunks out of each other. And that's it. I'd rather have friendship at the end of the day than an enemy.
Yeah. Very well said.
That's why I love
Dagan said, "Let sleeping dogs lie, Jez." Well,
That's
he
it.
said, "Yeah,
Yeah. That's one for
Yeah.
it.
That's it.
Cake, someone
See,
is this your
I mean,
channel?
I would think like this. There's
No.
got to be people out there still going to try and poke the nest and stuff like that. You know, the internet's full of trolls. You'll get the trolls in the chat trying to wind people up and stuff like that. I'm one of them people come and say it to me face. It'll never happen. You know, we can all sit on the computers and blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, we could just turn the internet off any day we want. Do you know what I mean? It's not here. It is there, but we can just go, boom, it's gone.
Yeah. Jez just said,
that's what it's all
I forgot Jez was a flat earther. And I think that's kind of key with the little group that we have, especially like in the chat, in both our chat, Dee's chat, Jed's chat, and everybody else's chat. I don't think it really matters what each of us believe. I mean, Paul's convex or concave, whichever one you said,
Okay.
you know. We've got people with loads of different beliefs, but none of us make a point of saying, "Oh, you're a cunt because you're a flat earther," or "You're this." Like, I don't think any of us really give a fuck what each other of us believe. We're all.
That's it. Yeah.
It's like I said earlier. It doesn't really matter what shape the Earth is. There are more pressing issues, but it is nice to hear other people's opinions.
It does matter. It doesn't matter what shape the Earth is. I know for a fact we are getting lied to, you know, but are we ever going to prove it? No, unless we have 100%, solid evidence. And you know what'll happen? You'll end up getting taken out by the authorities anyway. So we just got to obey, be a sheep, and get on with life. But it's nice to be awake. That's the main thing.
Paul said we've all got nipples.
Not me. I haven't got nipples.
But I mean, Brian was a flat earther for about 2 years, or he was a troll. Do you know what I mean?
I was a troll.
How boring, Brian.
Oh. Jess, to be fair, right, I came onto your channel about 4 weeks ago with a different account, a soccer account, and completely, obviously you didn't know who I was, and you banned me immediately.
What was that?
It's Brian Damage, my account was on that account.
Ah, yeah, but you came in like an idiot.
I came in asking the same question I would ask with this account.
Yeah, but which channel did you go on? The 3D Prop Studio?
3D Prop Studios, yeah.
Yeah, well, if you go in that channel, if you talk about any conspiracy, anything to do with flat Earth, concave Earth, globe Earth, anything to do with a conspiracy, you get chucked out. It's not a channel to talk about conspiracies.
You your numbers up and your time as well at the same time. And I thought it was really.
Well, if you're the one that said it, I can remember because you turned around and said, I think it was Illyrian Mark, have you got any slashing games? So you've been an absolute fox.
Yeah, you remember. Yeah, you remember. That's good. You remember.
Yeah. I didn't know it was you, but now I know it's you. You've been a fucktard. That's why you're gone. There's a time and a place for people.
I've still got this account.
There's a time and a place for being stupid. That's a channel where it's my business at the end of the day as well.
I'm really impressed, Jess, that you remember that. because that was a long time ago. So you're obviously very
Well,
on the ball.
well, it's my channel at the end of the day. That's what I say.
Oh,
There's
I
no
appreciate
conspiracy
that.
talk.
Yeah,
You talk
I know
about
that.
movies, you can talk about what you're getting up to and stuff like that. But any conspiracy talk, it's gone. I won't allow it.
Brilliant. I'm really impressed.
You've got to have a risk for me. You know what I mean? You can't just go, all right, mate, do you want to get into some conspiracies again? It gets fucking boring.
Anyway, Jess, I'm really
It's
impressed with
boring all
what
the
you
time.
said. Thank you.
I'd rather know what you're up to, what you're doing. Are you making anything? Stuff like that. Get to know you. Not sit there and chat shit for about 2 hours.
Shall I tell you what I'm making this week? I might not be posting it this week, and this is going to be really difficult to explain. Did I explain it last week? Maybe. So I want to make a planter to plant my garlic in and suspend it off the Godfathers, the fence post Godfathers, because they're concrete, which means they're sturdy. So I'm going to make it out of bamboo and really thick, like rope-like twine, like that big, like that thick, and weave in between the bamboo to make it sturdy as fuck, and then fill it full of soil and then plant my garlic, which I'm really excited. I'm debating whether to live stream it or whether I should just do what I have been doing and just film it and then fast forward it.
Yeah, make sure you get your camera angle right.
Yeah, I'm gonna rechange. I'd already filmed the lasagna when I posted that last week on Friday. So I was like, and I'd already edited most of it as well when we were talking in my first video. So I am gonna turn the phone the other way because I'm using my phone. I'm not using a camera. I don't have a camera. Too poor. Well, no, that's a big fat lie, but I don't want a camera.
Kakes, I think you should film it, and then if it turns out well, you should live stream it as a premiere, maybe, or even a live stream from a recording, because that's not a problem. It doesn't have to be live.
Any of my long videos will be premiered, but my shorter videos, I'm just going to upload them because it kind of feels stupid, like letting you guys know I'm going to post something in 4 hours that's 10 minutes long for you to all be there to watch with popcorn, like a 10-minute long. I just wanted to test the first one that I did that was 10 minutes long. I just wanted to kind of test to see if I could, how it worked and everything, and I didn't want to like try and premiere a really long video and then it not work and me somehow click a wrong button. So I was just kind of testing the water, so to speak, with the first one.
What's all this flat earth about tonight then?
Well, as I said at the beginning, but you weren't here because you were late to the party, Jez, and that's on you, motherfucker.
I was watching Prison Break.
No excuse. We're better. But I've always kind of just believed what I was told, and I'd never really thought much of it until about 18 months ago when I met Dee. Yeah. But I've not really researched anybody's views onto why the Earth's a different shape to what we're told. So I was just asking Dee a load of questions, and he was trying to answer me.
Yeah, I was playing. It's all about
control. That's what it's all about. Everything in the world is all about control, manipulating you, and just being a slave to the system. And that's what it is. Obey.
So why do you think having the globe model controls the human race?
Well, it controls everything, doesn't it? You know, it basically it's one big Truman show, isn't it? You know, Big Brother. You're all controlled, you're manipulated. You have to go to work. You have to do as you're told. You know, blah blah blah. There's that many possibilities. You know, if I've always said from day one, like I always said, you know, I'm not a flat earther, but I am on the flat earther side, because it definitely ain't a ball. We get lied to.
What do you think? Do you disclose what you think it is, or do you not want it?
Me personally, I think we're in the Matrix. That's what I really, really believe.
Yes, you've said this before.
I think we're in a simulation.
Yeah.
But that's my belief. But what it is at the end of the day, it's your reality. It's what you want it to be. If you want it to be a ball, let it be a ball. If you want to be flat, let it be flat.
If
At the
we're
end
in
of
a
the day,
simulation, then random numbers are never random. So logically, wouldn't we say the same number at the same time?
7.
Boobs? Is that what you
everything
just
doesn't
said?
exist. Everything doesn't exist anyway, does it? You know, time, years. It's all man-made fiction. All
Yeah,
man-made.
time. I don't think. Yeah.
There's no such thing.
Do you ever just right? So this is you've all probably thought this at once, but do you know when you just sit there for like 4 hours because your mind, you've completely blown your mind, and
That's
you
it.
keep
Paul,
looping round in a circle. Exactly, Paul. Yes. But so my son turned 7 on Thursday, and you know when your kid hits a milestone and you're like, I can't believe I made this creature. I can't believe this much time has passed, and then you get onto that path of consciousness. Where did my son's consciousness come from? Like, it's incredible that all of a sudden there was no consciousness and then there was consciousness, and this just gets me in this loop of like philosophical, how did we become, where did we come from? And it fucks with me. And like, I mean, this is why so many philosophers fucking kill themselves, because they just don't know the fucking answer, or they found the answer and they're like, well, I want to go there. But yeah, like, I've just been in this since Freddie turned 7 on Thursday. I've just been in this consciousness big bang, you know.
Well, is it? That's what I mean. Nobody knows. Nobody knows about our reality. No one. Do you know what I mean? It's all questions after questions after questions. I wish Mick was here. That's all it is. It's just questions after questions.
Mick was here, so I'm sure he's listening in the background at least. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mick's right though. Everything's just followed by a question. You'll get so far into something, then it'll be another question, and then it'll be another rabbit hole, and then another rabbit hole.
Definitely.
And the thing is, you've got the answers. This is what I try and tell people. You've got the answers already.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the questions are what take you away from the answers, not give you the answers. I know it's contradictory and doesn't make sense, but it will when you've got the answers, which you've already got.
No, I don't.
It's just one big game.
If you knew the answers, why would you want to live to an old age and become decrepit and disabled to live out your last few years? Why would you physically want that?
Everybody becomes decrepit and disabled.
It happens to everyone.
Well, I hope I'm in an old people's home getting my ass by 2 Fitbirds. That'll do me.
Yeah.
Right.
And I hope I get dementia as well, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a Batman suit in my cupboard. So when I get dementia, I'm gonna go, what the fuck, was I Batman in my previous life or something?
Amazing.
The problem you probably have is you've got these people that think that, like David Bowie, didn't physically die and he went to some two-pack island somewhere to a different part of the planet.
No one knows, Brian. It's all questions by questions. It's just one big massive fly up, man.
It's so unhelpful and unnecessary.
You all fucking
thank you.
Chatting amongst yourselves and arguing amongst yourselves, mate.
If you go back a bit further than David Bowie, you might get Elvis Presley working in a chip shop.
Would you like some chips with your sausage? Thank
you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, but that's the point. We can only go back so far. But reality is that when you die, and maybe some minerals from your body may make some plants grow that an animal might eat, and that animal might be eaten by a person. So you may
go into a turd, Brian.
Sorry? That's reality, mate.
So the only way that I believe in an afterlife is if we are in a Matrix kind of realm. That's the only way that I can physically imagine an afterlife. Because there is no way that your subconscious... No, but I just don't see how my subconscious can be uploaded to another realm or transport. I can't see my subconscious as a physical thing. My subconscious is synapses in my brain, make pop, 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 and like nerves and pop, pop, pop. You know, that's how.
You only
They're
have
just
to
a hard drive.
logically. Think
It's
What?
just a computer hard drive. That's all
how
they
many
are.
people have died and how many people have come back? None.
None.
When you die,
I don't
you
want to
walk
come back.
away.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, when we do die, you know, I'm looking forward to it because I'm not really bothered about it. But you know, when I go up there, I can't wait to go see me great. I say this for about an hour. Great granddad. It's gonna be fucking ace. We're gonna have a right reunion. You know, I go meet my dad, then my great granddad, and he'll just take me around to see all my aunties and uncles and cousins and great aunties and all that. It's just like one big reunion up there.
See, I don't see that at all. Like, I don't see any kind of afterlife unless we're in a matrix. No. Because again, your subconscious, it's not a thing. Like, it is just somehow that my brain has. It's not a thing. You know, I don't think there's a soul.
This is a thing. Like, I mean, it's just as likely to be a thing as to be something that was created by a matrix. Like, I mean, it's just as likely.
Yeah, it's because I can't imagine my soul as a thing. I mean, I've mentioned Plato's World of Forms quite a lot, and I do really enjoy Plato's World of Forms, that this realm, this plane is us learning all the information. Okay, goodbye, Jess. Is us learning all the information that we need for the next plane of existence. But I don't see that.
Well, what are we? That's the thing. No, nobody knows nothing. Nobody knows nothing. That's the bloody thing with it all.
Not. But it's nice to talk about the concept of bleak.
It's nice to see
nothingness.
Yeah, it's nice to sit down and have a fantasize.
Yeah.
You know, or a belief. But it could be true. It's nice to, don't get me wrong, that is good, but we ain't got a clue how we got here, why we was made, what's out there, and that's a realistic answer. You can throw all the baby Jesus and all that lot in. We ain't got a clue.
No,
we ain't got a clue. Not. I mean, if we die and they say, walk towards the light, Caroline, don't look at the light, and then you're walking down there, for all we know, it could be another minge. We're coming back out.
Yeah.
No, not having it.
Jess,
I'll be boarding that up on the other side. Like, fucking pop.
Jess, can I ask you a question?
No.
Jess.
Go on,
Jess,
Brian.
have you ever seen a dead person?
Yeah.
Have I ever seen a dead person?
Yes.
Yes.
And did you think they're coming back?
No. Was a fucking dead.
Just like rot away and deteriorate.
Well, that's the natural causes of the meat jacket. Yeah.
Have you ever seen a dead animal that's rotted away on the side of the road? Maybe.
We all have, Brian. We've all seen roadkill.
I know that. So I'm asking that question. Have you ever seen a physical person that's died?
Oh, what?
A person.
Of course, I've just answered your question. Of course, I've seen a person die.
Okay, so we know that they don't come back. They just rot away.
Correct.
And they may produce some minerals in the ground that make a plant grow. Apart from
of course they will. Of course they'll yeah, because it's just decomposing. Basically, it's just a compost.
Yeah, so maybe some plants might grow out of the minerals that come from their body. But apart from that, there's no afterlife.
That we know of.
Become those
that
minerals
we know
and those plants and everything else, and that's where consciousness goes.
That could be where consciousness goes. Could our conscious... So is our consciousness just because we're breathing? Do we stay conscious after death? Like, we don't know that. Like, lots of people have had sleep paralysis, so therefore does our life force, if our life force is planted, does our life force not then become the thing that we've planted? So would our consciousness transfer into those plants? Could I, as a vegan, be eating people?
You could be a vegan. You'll be a vegan plant.
Yeah, I would be a vegan plant. But I don't believe
Brian
that our consciousness is
plant.
anything more than organic structure in our brain. But again, like we've said, I don't know. None of us know the answer. It doesn't seem realistic that there would be a life after this. But also, it doesn't seem realistic for another person to kill another person. You know, that for me isn't a thing that I consciously think's possible. So
Yeah.
it's definitely true that you only live in the bubble that you can see. No matter how broad your bubble is, it's still only a bubble, and things outside of that bubble aren't always perceivable to you.
Think how many millions of people have lived before you, regardless of whether you believe the Earth's like 2,000 years old or 10,000 years old or 20,000 million years old. There's obviously people who've lived before you, and they've lived and died, but they're not here now.
Yeah, but that you're talking in a singular plane of existence. You're not talking that there could be a possibility of many different planes stacked on top of one and each other, or a completely different plane outside the bubble of our universe. Like, it's very closed in.
Oh, Mick's here.
Mick,
it's
the best person to talk about consciousness. Hey, Mick.
Yeah, I love talking about it. That's why I'm here.
It's favorite host.
Paul just said, would you rather be killed or kill somebody to stay alive? I'd rather be killed. I don't think I could kill. If we both had a gun and they wanted to kill me, then yes, I could kill them. But if they had a gun and they were being forced to kill me, I'd rather they killed me than I killed them, morally speaking. Dan said no, but that's how it is.
I just hope that there's the RoboCop 1, 2, and 3 in the afterlife. That'll do me.
Yeah.
That'll be one of me.
Come on then, Mick. Give us your train of thought brain waves.
You know, when you're talking about dead bodies before, when you say a dead body, what do you say? Nothing. Right?
Yeah.
So what's missing from the dead body, from the body that's alive and the body that's dead?
Electric, heartbeat, air.
Electric.
No, I've never seen one.
So if electric is the thing that's gone with the consciousness, there's a possibility that conscious is only the electricity held within it, like a field.
Yeah, I did say synapses going pop, pop, pop. That was my whole electrical neuron thing.
We are very, very special people. All of us.
I know.
Everybody in the world. We're all special.
Oh,
we were made.
You're very special, Jez. We know.
Take my strong hand, child.
Yeah, I'm going to say that when you're alive, your body's also chemically provoked. You eat food, and there's chemicals.
That's your sustenance. Your actual being is electric.
I agree with you. Yes.
Your sustenance is what you eat. Obviously, I interrupted you because I could not possibly see where your point was going. I apologize.
No problem.
Well, everything's locked, isn't it? Because if you pump somebody full of certain chemicals, it can have a reaction on the consciousness. So it's all intertwined. It's what state of consciousness do you have when you don't have these chemicals, when it's only the electricity without the interface? Like, what is that existence? Can we even relate?
Does that die when you die?
Well, can you get rid of electric, or does it just go somewhere else?
Well, that's grounded, isn't it? So I mean, electric goes down.
Yeah,
not necessarily. It does sound like you get thunder strikes coming from down, going up and stuff. So
yeah,
that's why I'm so intrigued by meat eaters and vegans that don't eat any meat, because obviously there's a chemical imbalance there, but they still survive. So there has to be a chemical analysis there. Everything in humans is chemical and electrical, and it's not just one of one. And that's why we can survive as vegans. Because
we want design to eat meat, though. That's the thing. We want design to eat meat. If it was designed to eat meat, we'll have big, massive, sharp teeth. You know what I mean?
We do have canines. We have canines, Jez.
We've got two.
Yeah.
We also don't have a very short intestine that's designed for the digestion of meat. So.
I forgot you were vegan, so I forgot that. But meat is okay. I think meat's fine. I'm not going to promote meat on your channel because you don't promote that. So I forget that.
it's fine.
Dee's not vegan.
Yeah, I'm not vegan.
I'm not vegan either.
This
the
is
thing
mine and
is-
Dee's channel, so it doesn't matter. And you're not going to offend me if you eat meat. I don't care what you eat. Dan eats meat, and I still kiss him.
Do you?
I'm a
She
vegetarian.
absolutely loves Laurie, and Laurie goes and shoots poor little
Yeah.
deer.
Laurie's my favourite. Laurie's the best. She accepted my friend request today. I was very happy. But
I've not had meat for a week.
Oh, really? Do you mean
No.
blowjobs?
My point wasn't to insult vegan. It was to
Good about it. Yeah.
note the fact that we are chemical and electrical.
Nah, I mean, to be honest with you, right, I mean, I'm not vegan, but I have been going off meat for quite a while, and I ain't had it for a week because I actually feel for the animals now. I really do, honestly. And I'm like, if you gave someone a pig and say, yeah, mate, go get your bacon butty from that, they're going to be like, oh, do you know what I mean?
Bye, Vlad.
And, see, lad, I don't know. There's something about me now. I just think it's wrong. Just, you know, taking somebody else's life just because you want to eat it.
Well, this is what I say. Animals have sentience, and I don't think any animal wants to die.
Yeah.
And I commend Laurie for going out and, well, the guys go out and they shoot the deer. That to me involves a hell of a lot less cruelty than what everybody, the majority of the people eat.
Yeah.
Like the vast population is so disassociated to what actually happens to meat. They just go to the shop, pick up some meat, and oh, that's just some meat. That's just a piece of chicken. I'll cook that with some garlic, and it'd be great. But whereas Laurie, I think Laurie has a much higher respect for the animal that she eats because she's seen that animal. It's been shot. It's been, you know, physically, it's not been farmed and mass raised. And there's a big difference between having an animal live an actual true life and an animal that's been factory farmed for people's mouthfeel pleasure, you know?
They deserve a life. Honestly, they deserve, every animal out there deserves its own life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
how
but then
I
you come
feel.
up with the argument of most of those animals wouldn't be there if people weren't going to eat them.
Yeah, but they're not exactly leading a good life. I mean, slaves weren't leading a good life on the majority, were they?
Yeah, most of them didn't even know.
I mean, I know
that
we're
was
still
a
slaves now.
comparison.
I know we're still slaves now, but and no, they don't. But I don't think that gives us the right to rear animals for that. I don't think we have a right to do that. They're still sentient. No animal wants to die on the majority.
Well,
they
there's
still
a very good
feel.
argument for plants being sentient as well. So what are we going to eat? Nothing.
So what do you relate? How can you relate to a plant in consciousness?
What about triffids? They can make you blind.
You have a fucking bang on your head and your glider on the way down, bro. Because you're off your nut.
No, I disagree with eating pork. I think pork is bad.
Dirty animal.
Yeah, I don't eat pork.
If you read the Bible, and I'm not 100% on the Bible, but if you read the Bible, it says any animals that we've had hooves, you cannot physically eat. You cannot eat certain birds of prey. And if you look at that, then you'll go well.
I don't think any good argument starts with in the Bible at all. No matter on what side you're fighting from, none of them start with the slaves' copy of the Bible.
I realise the Bible is complete bullshit, and
the way I see it
is the most stupid book in the world.
Eat whatever you want; it's entirely your choice. But like Jed's been saying recently, he has respect for the vegans who say, "Don't care what it's doing health-wise. I care for the animals." Now, I think I eat a relatively healthy, balanced-ish diet. I don't think you need to drink milk, and I don't think you need to eat eggs. There is research that suggests that you do need to eat meat, but so far I think 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure how many years. Obviously, the synapses in my brain aren't working properly. Meat deficiency. But I really don't care if I get sick because I'm not eating meat. The
Oh, you
point
look very healthy,
is though.
Cakes.
I know I do. That's makeup.
Yeah. Power of makeup.
My previous girlfriend was vegan, and she wouldn't even eat eggs. Oh, she was a
Well,
horrible
yeah, that's
person to be with.
vegan. You don't eat. I don't eat eggs.
No, she was really awkward to be with.
Yeah, but she wouldn't even give you a Hummer, would she, Bri?
Yeah, she did that. She's done that. She didn't care about that.
But I think the point is that, or my point especially is that no matter what you eat, I don't think you have the right to push or enforce your views on anybody else. So I, like my son, he doesn't eat vegan diet. He eats vegetarian at school, only because who the fuck wants to eat school's meat? Like honestly, I remember it being disgusting. And I'm not going to make myself. Pardon?
It's like a power ball. You bounce it on the floor and it bounces back.
Yeah. So like if we're in a restaurant or if we're at my dad's house, he can eat the meat at my dad's. I'm not going to force, like I wouldn't force a religion on my son. Why would I force a dietary requirement on my son? Same with Dan, he eats meat at work. But I don't have it in my house unless it's from a takeaway, and then they're allowed it. But I'm the one that has to cook, so I'm not going to cook it. Without makeup, she's really Jamie. I'm not. I'm a damn sight more attractive than Jamie is. Thank you very much. With or without makeup. No offense, Jamie.
Yeah, yesterday I was thinking, how many trees can I name? And I'm going through all the different trees that I physically know.
I thought he was on about John, Matthew, Daniel, Howard.
No, I'm thinking about all the different trees I know.
Mary.
Pear trees, cherry trees.
Felicia.
And I'm thinking, there's many trees that have fruit. There's many trees that have nuts. But there's lots of trees that don't have anything that we can physically absorb today, like oak and willow's got something in it. Silver birch. And I'm thinking, these trees had something in the past. And I'm thinking, what are we missing now that we didn't know back then? Or we knew back then, rather.
What? Did anybody else follow that?
No, so I kind of got caught up with reading Vlad's comment there.
No, trees. Oh, did
not guys, what are about trees, Brian? What get to the point, mate.
So you've got loads that have fruit and nuts, but you've also got loads.
We've got loads of trees, okay. And I'm thinking,
you're barking mad.
What are the trees that don't really give us anything? And I'm thinking the silver birch, willow, but even willow gives us something, but no one uses it. And I'm thinking there's many trees that give us stuff that we don't use.
But there's many animals.
Sorry.
That's the thing. Everything's not made for the humans. Everything's made for everyone. For the animals. Yeah. That's their homes. That's where they nest. And then you get those assholes cutting it down.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. They're not there for you. The world does not revolve around you, Brie.
It's not around
What's that film? Avatar. It's like Avatar, isn't it? The tree people protecting the trees. Do you know what I mean? And the assholes coming in, dumping all the trees down. That's their home.
There are trees there that don't give us nothing, but they've got a purpose. And I'm thinking,
I know, but
purpose.
Those humans are assholes. We're killing everything, mate. We're killing all the bees and all that lot. The bees, we need the bees. Without bees, you don't get no population. Kill everything. I've always said it before. The best thing to do. I said it before, and it's quite harsh, but I'd say around and said, wipe all humans off the earth and give it all back to the animals. It'd be a better place.
I'm really pleased to live on a globe that God provided for all us all.
We just have to take out corporations. That's it. We don't take out all humans. Just get rid of the corporations. Get back to localized living, and that's it. Right.
It'll just start again, D. It doesn't matter what corporation you take out. Another corporation to start, and another one. Best thing to do is just get rid of them, all of them, mate. Boom, wipe everyone else gone, and give it back to the animals, the wildlife, and the sea, and it'd be a better place. We just cause nothing but destruction.
Yeah,
Makes
but I
it
think that's part of the agenda at the moment, to make us think that way. Is to make us like not care when other humans are getting killed because oh well, we're overpopulated anyway. Fuck them.
I just think
like
it's wrong, mate.
We need a big structural wiggle, but nobody can come up with a viable solution that would make everybody happy. And it kind of leads you to the only other alternative. Enter coronavirus.
The world's got the technology to give everybody a free life and a better life, and everybody to get on, and the animals to get on, and everything. But they don't want it. They just want to cause as much havoc as anything. That's all I see in this world now. Once you look into the proper reality of this world, the thing that we live on, it's quite disturbing. It's not all a Rosie and Jim book that you read.
That's just
it's a symbiotic reality we live in, and the thing with the symbiotic thing is things prey off other things in this reality, and we're not above that. I mean, animals aren't above that. Plants, even if a tree grows where grass was, the shade of that tree will kill all the grass that was growing underneath it. So I mean,
look what they've done in Australia, all them bloody fires and that, just because they want to put a train line down there. 5 years later, mate, there's going to be a train line down there, and they killed all them wildlife, all them animals, just for a shitty train line.
Well, yeah, I think there's a little bit more to it, isn't it? Because they want where the fires are as well, they can class the land as a fire hazard and do compulsory fire orders and stuff as well. So it's about getting people back into the cities and stuff as well, not just about that rail line, but
speaking
of these things are multiple faceted. There's always many things they're doing with these agendas. It's not just the one.
Do you believe the people in Australia are upside down?
Shut the fuck up, right, boring cunt.
No, that's what the flat earthers believe.
Ash is the best fertilizer.
I'm just one.
I know you're being a troll, Brian.
No, that's what the flat earthers believe. The Australians.
Are you insecure about the ball, Brian? Are you insecure about it?
No, the earth is globe. When you think about Australians being upside down, that's when you're on some sort of star looking down at the planet, and you're thinking, "Oh, they're upside down," but you're not. You're on the planet Earth, and in reality, they're up the same way.
Supervision.
No, that's your reality, right, mate? If you think they're down under, mate, then that's up to you, mate. You go with that, mate.
No, I don't think that. You think that.
You want,
in your flat Earth.
I mean,
That's the whole thing. Flat earthers don't think anything's upside down, do they? Because they don't think like it's all level. There is no upside down.
I'm living on the equator.
That's the big problem. That's the big problem, D. The flat Earth.
Brian, I'm on the equator line.
Upside down. They're thinking it's a flat Earth, and they're thinking people in Australia are upside down. So they must be completely fucking stupid.
Oh, so I've never come across a flat earther that thinks Australians are living upside down.
Can I ask a very important question? Where's Brian's social worker? Because I think it's time for his meds.
It's all right, Brian. Jamie Brown will be here in a minute for you, mate. Take you away.
No, but all the flat earthers, all the flat earthers, and everyone knows this, everyone knows it. They say people in Australia are upside down. And
no, that's what they say.
They know it's a globe.
They say that as an attack against globers. They say, oh, the globers think people are living upside down. I've never heard a flat earther say, I think people in Australia live upside down.
It's say.
I have heard a couple of flat earthers deny Australia exists, but
there's loads of strange things out there, mate. I've heard.
So my son thinks that people on Australia are nocturnal. because they're on the other side of the Earth, and he doesn't understand the sun on the globe model. He doesn't understand that the sun, if it's on us, then it can't possibly be on Australia. So he thinks that he thinks that that we're on the same time. He doesn't understand time zones, so he thinks that Australians are awake all the time during the night and thus nocturnal. So it's night time for us.
Have you tried explaining to Freddie yet that it's summer in Australia where it's winter here?
I'm not touching
that. Really
that.
blow his mind then.
Like, my cousins live in Australia. I'm not touching that.
He's right though, isn't he? He's right. They are nocturnal with his missing information to come to that conclusion.
I used to think that I could phone up someone in Australia and say, "What's the lottery numbers for tomorrow?" Because they're like a day ahead.
Well, that completely understands your mentality. Well done.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm. On the globe, people are upside down, not on flat Earth. Thanks, Vlad. We've covered that.
Anyway, Brian, are you over here? Have you got my bloody telescope yet? We can see in the sun.
I did have it. I sold it.
Don't start giving me bullshit. Now I've got you here. I want my telescope that I can see the sun. Go get me that telescope. I want to see it.
Telescope to see this.
Don't you start to divert away from me now, Muster. I want to see my telescope. What you said, what can see in the sun, tell me the mass, tell me everything, what's inside the sun and everything. I want to see it.
You can see it with your eyes.
Show me that telescope. You said you will bring me that telescope, bring me the information of what they use.
You said you were making a rocket to go into space and that.
No. I see what you're doing there, Brian. You're doing a diversion. Look, changing the subject because you won't give me my telescope. You said you was going to bring to the table, so bring it to the table, Brian. Stop being boring.
You don't need a telescope to see the sun. You can see it with your.
Got you right here, Brian, mate. You're right here, mate. Right in the palm of my hand, mate. Come on, bring me that telescope.
It's up every day. Every day.
Come on, Brian.
It's up.
Come on, Brian. You're here, Brian. Look,
I'm here.
Brian, you're in my pocket now, mate. Brian, you're in my pocket now. I know you're in there, Brian.
You can see the sun every day with your eyes.
Yeah, right. Basically, what's happening here, Cakes, is a while back, Bri and Jez were debating, and Bri brought into the debate the fact that there's a telescope that can look at the sun and tell you what the sun's made of, what it's got in it, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
Ever since Jez has been trying to get Bri
bottle job.
Yeah. To actually provide the details of this telescope that can do all that, but Bri hasn't. So what's happening now is Bri's deflecting from the fact that he can't bring this telescope into reality that he presented as evidence to Jez, but he doesn't want to say, all right, I was wrong, they just use maths.
It takes a much bigger man to admit when they were wrong. But I want to know, so Jez, what have you been making recently since the last week that I saw you?
I've been making the Mandora mask out of Zelda.
Right.
How's he looking now?
And then I didn't look. Hey?
How's he looking now?
Show him. Getting there.
Show and tell with Jez, yay!
He's ready for painting now.
Nice.
Cute.
Did you print it out? Obviously, you did.
Yeah, printed it out, mate. Yeah, then sanded it and did all that lot to it.
Is that the thing you were printing? Oh, God, that's a lot of face. Is that the thing that you were printing when we were on that Hangouts call the other day with the three of us? Four of us?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Do you know what?
Think about this. They have telescopes that can see the other universes with crystal clarity, yet they cannot zoom into the moon landing sites to prove they went there.
Actually, give me a. Oh no, I can't do screen sharing because I'm on my phone. Oh, that's another thing, guys. Oh, I might be able to because I've got the option here. Yeah, you can run Hangouts from your mobile phone. All this at the moment, this StreamYard that we're doing right now, I am running from my mobile phone. No interference from the PC, laptops, or anything. So
Look at D, the technical wizard.
No, I'm probably one of the least technical people here, and I figured it out. So I'm sure everyone else can, but I'm going to do a video to show you how I did it. So, yeah.
You're a wizard, D.
You'd be kicking yourself. You'll all be kicking yourself. You're like, why the bloody hell didn't I think of that? But no, sorry. What I was actually looking for, I think they have got an image. They say that they've zoomed in and looked at the landing site on the moon. So I was just going to look for it.
Surely that's she.
Do they have funny glasses on now when he's looking at the moon?
CGI.
Yeah, well, of course it'll be CGI or a picture. It's not actually going to be a real picture.
Deep fake. Get off the controller. Get off the keyboard.
Right.
Shut up. I know.
Every time NASA do it, every time NASA finish it, goes then you see people go.
If you Google it, there is an image, I think, of a zoomed in landing site. It's not very impressive. It could be it could be a rock. But,
Paul said, Vlad, we can use a camera to see 30 miles away approximately at its greatest zoom, but the same camera can zoom into a single crater on the moon that's over 200,000 miles away.
Good point.
That is true, because Dee's put many pictures up of the moon.
Well, it's just it's just 2D phenomena. That's all it is out there. Because we're never going to get to it. We just see it.
But
So perception is 2D.
You've got a P900 as well, haven't you, Jez? And I take it you've looked at the moon, yeah? And when you're zoomed right in,
P900 and a P1000.
well, then you've probably got a better view than I have because I've only got a P900 then. But when you see the lines on the moon from the crater impacts and stuff, you can see they curve around a curve. So the moon to me isn't a 2D object, or at least it doesn't appear that way. It has features that would make it look to me it's either concave or convex because of the line, the way they curve on it.
Well, because of our programming, we look at something and we say, that's 3D. It's only because of what we've learned, but because we've never been to it, but we think it's 3D. But actually, we're just looking at it 2D.
Yes, we have been there.
Shut up, right? Fuck's sake, mate.
Yeah, I definitely don't believe we've ever landed on the moon.
That bloke there's chatting shit. He's chatting shit. Him chatting shit.
That's in your head. That's in your head. That's why you're so simple.
Right then, Brian, I'm going to shut you up right here. Right now, right when the lunar came in, right, and they was wearing them diapers for 8 days. He had no shit house in that toilet, right? So they was all wearing nappies, thinking of shit, walking like John Wayne when they got out that capsule. So it had 6,000 pounds of thrust, right? Not one single particle of dust was in those landing pads. What you got to say for yourself?
I'm confused by the shit in the pants and stuff.
Yeah, you're diverting away from the question again.
No, that's what you said. You said that.
Tell me, why was there not no particles of dust in the landing phase? Why would it look like they've been swept up by a cleaner?
Because it's the moon and the atmosphere is not the same as Earth.
Right then, Brian. Let's take it back a couple of steps, mate, right? When they're flying around in that moon buggy, right, the dust is kicking up all over the place. They're kicking dust up all over the place. So 6,000 pounds of thrust coming down. Not one single sandcastle in them landing pads, mate. Why is that then?
Because of the gravity on the moon.
Oh, shut up, Brian. You're talking shit.
That is reality.
You are talking utter shite to get out your argument, mate.
No, I'm not. I'm just talking reality, mate.
Right, reality is, Brian, if you say, we'll go by your gravity, Brian. So we'll say now gravity's on the moon.
No,
right?
less gravity there.
Right, less gravity then. So it's still going to move about, Brian. So you've got 6,000 pounds of thrust, Brian.
No, you weigh about 19 stone. Well, sorry, 16 stone. On the moon, you weigh about 8 stone. Because
never mind my weight, Brian. 6,000 pounds of thrust, mate. 6,000 pounds of thrust coming down. Finding those particles of sand or any moon dust in those landing feet.
The exact point I just pointed out. Your weight on this planet Earth is about 16 stone. I'm guessing you're 16 stone. Is that correct?
A little bit more.
Okay, 17, 18 stone. But on the moon, you would be much less.
Right. Have you been to the moon, Brian?
I haven't been to the moon, but I know the principles.
Right, so you're just going on a faith then, aren't you, Brian? You're just going on the belief then, going on somebody else's nonsense then, yeah?
You've got no hand. You've got a fist, but no hand.
Right. So, 6,000 pounds of thrust, Brian, yeah?
Yeah.
The evidence is there when they're driving about in the moon buggies and running about, and there's dust flying up and then flying down again. And that's not 6,000 pounds of thrust, is it, Brian? That's just normal walking speed, mate. What they're doing.
What?
So you got that spaceship coming down, Brian.
Yeah.
Right, and no particles of dust anywhere. Not one speckle in them landing pads.
Because
in them feet.
The Earth. I'm not sure why you would assume the Earth would.
I tell you what, mate.
You're
not even worth debating, mate. You're talking utter shite, man.
Oh, fuck you. I'm not sure why you would assume the moon would present the same evidence as the Earth would.
Right, Brian, get it into your head, right?
I don't need to get it into my head.
When they're driving the buggy around the moon, all the dust is flicking up off the wheels, Brian.
Not listening.
Right? And then when they're fucking walking about, they're shuffling about, and there's dust flying up. So all dust can flick up like that, but then when you've got 6,000 pounds of thrust coming in, nothing flies up in the air, nothing's in the landing pads, and it's right close to the thrusters, Brian. There's nothing in them.
I understand exactly what you're saying, and I understand your concerns, but I'm afraid the moon is completely different from the planet Earth.
Well, we know that, Brian.
I'm going to intercede here. Right, so does dust not fall back down to the lunar ground on the moon?
It will do, yes, eventually, yes.
Well, according to Brian's fucking nonsense, what he comes out with, what happens then? 6,000. So here's Mr. fucking spaceship flying, coming down like. What happens is all the dust flies up in the air at the same time and stays in a straight line because of gravity, anti-gravity, nothing can move about, and then it all goes back down in the same position like a jigsaw piece. Is that what happens, Brian?
Exactly how it happens. The gravity on the moon is much less than the Earth. It's doing away.
Yeah, it's only six times less. So it only takes 6 times longer for the
idiot, and that's why I got banned from his channel because he's a cunt.
You talk shite, Brian, mate. Sorry, mate, but you talk utter shit.
No, you talk shit. You talk shit.
No, I'm asking you for an honest answer, and you are talking utter shite, man. You can't even come out with a single sentence to back yourself up.
You talk out your fucking ass.
Right then, Brian, let's go to phase 2 of the moon landings. Right, you've got the cameras on the chest, Brian, like that, right? Yeah? So they're taking all these photographs.
It looks fake.
Right?
It's not what you would experience on planet Earth.
No, Brian, mate, we can do it. We all do the chicken limbo at home, mate. So let's go, let's grow, right? So they've got these cameras mounted to the chest. They've got the visors on, but the angle that they're taking these photographs from, there is no way a human can take a photograph with that fucking camera mounted on the chest like that, mate, at that angle, because they'll just fall over, mate.
Well, they could.
Or is it the anti-gravity is like a barrier underneath them then, what just keeps them up like, hey, take your picture, lads. Hey.
No, I'm going to argue there's no way a human could take that picture because...
Brian, you ain't got a leg to stand on, mate. I don't even know why you brought the moon landing up, Brian.
You don't believe the moon is physical, so a human can't go there.
See, that's you diverting away from a question again, like you normally do.
Why would you even talk about this? Why would you even talk about this?
How far is the moon, Brian?
235,000 miles, probably at the moment.
Who told you that, Brian?
I know that from science.
From science, right? What did they do then? Did they get a big tape measure out then?
No,
Did you have like a mile kilometre thing in there?
Actually, they've got a reflector on the moon now, and they can reflect off of it and send radio waves to it.
All right, can you show me what equipment they use then, Brian?
I can't do it physically myself because I don't have that.
No. Take your time, Brian. I'll give you 5 minutes. Go get me that equipment, what they used. I'd like to see it. Thank you. Back yourself up.
You can Google it. I can't provide it.
No. No, why should I have to Google it? You brought it up. You want to bring facts to the table.
No, I didn't
Come and present it to me right now. Go get that equipment. Right.
I knew this would happen.
No, go show me.
Anyway, I'm not Brian. He says, I'm not.
Come on, Brian. That's two you're running away from me now.
Let me speak.
Nice and quiet. Let's just get Mick in here.
I've answered the question.
Let me speak. Shh. Close your face hole. Go on, Mick. You have the floor.
Have you seen the book The Moon that NASA released with all the pictures in it? Right. In that book, there's a picture of one of the astronauts with his family in a little plastic packet lying on the ground next to a footprint. Like, it's a Polaroid picture in a plastic packet. Now, it's in daylight. How hot does it get on the moon? On the light side. And tell me what sort of plastic resists that heat.
That's a very good point. would the I'm not too sure about gravity and whatnot, but would the picture be too light for it to stay on the floor, or is that just me thinking like the movies?
Well, it would weigh 1/5 of what it does on Earth, so it wouldn't float.
It wouldn't float, so you'd be able to put it on the floor.
Hey, Brian.
I'm still here, mate.
Do you know when he said they got gravity on the moon?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because you have what they called dimples and holes.
Right, what's that got to do with gravity?
They couldn't physically appear if you didn't have that phenomena.
Brian, how do you get gravity?
Oranges have dimples and holes on the surface of their skin, but they don't have a center of gravity.
Yeah, but the orange is not a moon, though, is it?
No, but that's what I'm saying. He's saying that gravity proves.
Okay, orange is a plant or a fruit rather that grows on trees.
Hey, Brian, well, gravity has to come from mass, then, doesn't it?
Yeah, gravity is a result of mass.
Well, what's the mass of the moon then, Brian?
The mass of the moon is the moon.
No. You have to know the mass. To get the gravity, you need to know what the mass is. So what's the mass of the moon, Brian?
I did know, I've forgotten it, so I can't remember.
Well, how can you say there's gravity on the moon then, Brian, if you don't know the mass?
I do know it, but I've forgotten it.
No. Well, I'm asking you now because you know you're diverting away from the question. So what's the mass? What's inside the moon, Brian?
The question I can't remember the answer to.
It's
come on, Brian.
7.347 to the power of 10 to the 22nd kilograms.
Right, is that pseudo science or is that in actual fact?
Sorry?
What gravity is the thing that the weight on? Are the weight on itself or are the weight on something else? Like, do the scales sit on itself and the weight on itself?
No, I'm not trying to advocate for gravity. I was just giving the Google answer.
Well, how can you have a weight? Is what I'm saying. You can't have a weight, can you?
Yeah, no.
Right, come on, Brian. Tell me the mass of the moon, please, when you're ready.
I don't know what the mass of the moon is. All I know is I want to know where all this fuel is. Where do they carry all that there and back? And the fuel that they use, why are they not using that in cars today? Because if you can get...
You sell batteries in them days, mate.
That thing there, 379,000 miles one way, and then back it's another 379,000 miles, so that tank of gas We need that in cars today.
Yeah.
And
And don't forget, it was made out of mylar and curtain rods.
Oh my God, you're going to love this when you hear how they calculate the moon, the mass of the moon, right? The mass was calculated by multiplying the gravity against the radius of the moon squared, divided by the universal gravitational constant. To calculate the mass of the moon without knowing the gravity of the moon, all we need to know is the mass of the Earth and its distance from the moon. They know nothing. They know fucking nothing.
Nothing, mate. How can they give you a distance of something that they've never been to? So that's just a fantasise. You can't just look at something and go, you know what, I think that's 200 miles away. Fuck it, we'll say it's 200 miles away. You have to go to the object, go round the object, and you know it's a 3D object. And then you know the distance.
Well, they've done that.
There you go. No, they haven't.
Have they really, Brian? What equipment did they use then, Brian? Can you tell me what equipment they used, please?
Travel around the moon.
Oh, they only stayed in one spare couple spots.
Brian, can you get me the equipment they used, please?
I've just asked the question.
Can I ask a different
No,
question?
I don't want to know about questions, but I want to know what instruments they use. Can you tell me what instruments they use, please?
I don't know.
So why are you coming out with an answer then that you don't know? You don't know what fucking instruments they used.
Why haven't we gone back since?
Yeah.
Aliens.
Because we've already been here, they said. It's 5 times they went?
I think
They won't go back there. They won't go back there because there's a boring Brian sat on there going, hello, people.
It's probably
Have you heard the one about the helium-5 or something? There's enough helium-5 or something up there. If you mine it, you can power the world for years just on a little bit. So, like, the saying is worth going back for, so why haven't they?
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Brian, how did they get that? How did they get that buggy machine in that lunar lander?
I'm happy that people
are the
moon and they're seeing it.
That was folded up. That lunar, I did look into that. I was going to do a video about that. That was actually folded, right? And then they actually show it them opening it up. There's video of that. But so it's on the side of the lunar lander. So my thing was, it would not make it lopsided because it couldn't balance on the other side. So how the hell they do that? And let's go back to the dust, because they show a video of it going down and all the dust flying everywhere. So the dust was in the air, but yeah, there's the pads themselves on top of the pads. They were clean. It does show dust when they're driving around in their little cart, the little buggy, the lunar rover. So that there's that too. You know, so the dust thing is work.
Well, the Earth's atmosphere now goes around the moon, apparently.
What's that?
The Earth's atmosphere now apparently goes around the moon.
Oh yeah, I know.
350,000 miles.
I seen that there a couple of weeks ago. I was like, they're just going at every angle to cover their tracks.
All what's left next is the sun. As soon as they say the sun's in the Earth atmosphere, that's it, checkmate. That's
Oh, Dee, when you're talking about the picture of the one of the landing sites. I don't trust that. Well, I've seen before a couple of years ago. I said I want to see them do a live stream because they have that double telescope that they have. I want to see them do a live stream of that. You know how people verify from both sides or whatever. Have all these people verify that it's live, and then them live stream and zooming in to these sites, and then there's no delay, no nothing, and that's the only way I'll believe it. I don't believe pictures because look at the shit they're doing.
Even then, you wouldn't believe it because you just say the images were faked anyway. I probably would. But the
thing is, though, Dee, the thing is, though, Dee, right? NASA admitted it that they can't get out of low Earth orbit. So how did they get to the moon then? If they can't get out low Earth orbit, how did they get to the moon?
Unfortunately, that sentence was taken out of context again. It's like the pear-shaped Earth context. It was taken out of context. The guy wasn't. He was talking about right now. He wasn't talking about we've never been able to. He was just talking about the present state of things.
No, they actually say that they can't get out of it, mate. They say they cannot get out of it. The Van Allen belt, they can't get past it. Boom. So how did they get to the moon?
The trouble is, it'll knock about 10 years off your life going through the Van Allen belts.
Yeah.
But those guys look to be in their
Get some money.
80s. One of them's still alive.
Can I ask you?
Buzz
this,
Aldridge doing all right.
Go ahead, Mick.
Like you just how you like mainstream, aren't you, as far as the shape of the world? So if it was discovered that they've only been up 200 mile or a little bit more, and that's the highest we've been, how would you consider like them making a mind up of what it is? Is that's the only validation you've got is only 200 mile, so you can't even see the shape of it. Like, how would you think? Would you think we as advanced? Would you think they've got reasons for thinking what they think, or is it just people putting IDs on?
Yeah.
IDs on agent people.
But in today's age, what they've got now, why haven't they got cameras on the moon facing the Earth so we can all go, do you know what? I fancy watching the Earth today. Sod it. Let's see what the Earthlings are doing. Like Big Brother, sitting there watching Earth. Never been done. And they always go to the backside of the moon.
It's by far the nearest. So if you was going to send somebody to Mars, you set an experiment up on the moon at least, wouldn't you? To say, look, we can do it.
They always go to the backside of the moon because if they go to the front side of the moon, they'll get recorded because we'll see it because we'll all have the cameras out like that. Right, let's see if we can catch these wankers out. Like that. So they'll go to the backside because nobody can see them.
Oh, that's real convenient.
Yeah.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I mean, if I could sit there and go, right, we're landing on the front side of the moon, we're landing on this big part here, so keep an eye out for us, get the fireworks going, get your telescopes out, and we hope we can all give you a wave. Do you know what I mean? You will see us because, you know what I mean, it's the International Space Station bullshit up there. And we'll all be sat there wanking like that. Wow, we're seeing it for once. No, you don't see no because it goes to the backside because it's no there. Pisses me off.
Well, do you know, NASA was based on all these Nazis, wasn't it, with Project Paperclip?
Paperclip.
Yeah, paperclip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they hadn't had that mission to go to the moon, what would have happened to them right after the war? Would have been hung.
Yeah.
So if they says, "Oh, look, we can't get up," they would have been hung. So it's in their interest to fake it then. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it all started off, didn't it? It all started off with Antarctica, didn't it? That's where it all started from.
Well,
Something happened at Antarctica.
Well, I think that was the old-fashioned moon. Something you can't go to, and we can get money to go there. It's pointless.
Oh, another thing I want to talk about was the lighting. Why is the light so dim on the moon versus on Earth? And it should be shouldn't it be closer to the sun?
They've got generators on there, mate, powering it up, big light bulbs.
Big light bulbs.
Or another thing,
the whole brightness of the moon is an issue as well because obviously it should have been a whole hell of a lot brighter due to what is it, the inverse square law.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And why is the horizon so close too? The horizon should always be the horizon because that was due to perspective, and then you have a horizon. You know, even though it's supposed to be 4 times smaller, it doesn't matter. That perspective always starts and ends at the same spot. It shouldn't matter how big the surface is. So why is it so close? You know, my sister pointed that out, years ago because my mom has a clipping from it's from 1968. So before they went, or I can't remember what it is because not the actual moon landing, but the picture. Remember, my sister used to ask her, "Why is the horizon so close?" And it never dawned on me back then. And she was young. I mean, this had to be 20 years ago. So, So she was in her 20s. She's 42 now. So yeah, I didn't really dawn on me back then. So I didn't realize it was fake until probably the 30th anniversary. 35th anniversary. And that's why I was like, whoa, this is not right. And so that's why I've known about the moon landing stuff for at least 15 years now.
Yeah, I probably considered that it was fake about 8 years ago, roughly. So when I was about 19. That's when I probably when I started looking into 9/11, which was when I was pregnant with my son. When I properly started looking into it. That was
But
probably
did you know
when
there's people actually saying it was fake in America on the telly straight after that happened?
I don't doubt that at all. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't doubt
saying
that
it
at all.
wasn't real. There's all
Well,
the
anybody
footage
who
of it.
has eyes, like my mum now, she'll say, "Oh yeah, but that's because TV wasn't that great back then," and I'm like, "Well, I mean, it was. Like,
It really wasn't.
it,
And most people
no,
didn't even have a telly back then. So
It was all black and white and that, wasn't it?
Yeah, and most people listen to it on the radio.
No.
A lot of people listen to it on radio.
Well, the
But I
thing
mean,
is, what you don't realise is you didn't see the live footage on the TV either. That they filmed the footage from a screen in the studio, so it was at NASA or something. So it was
But
an
that's
absolutely
How can
terrible.
you?
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. If you look at still photographs from
Yeah.
back then, they are in much higher quality than they are in the footage.
Well,
If you look at any photograph, and it's almost as though they recorded it again to prove, to kind of cover up the, let's say, continuity errors, you know?
Have you seen Space Odyssey 2001?
No.
Well, it wasn't Space Odyssey, was it? That's Walt Disney, that Mick, isn't it? That's where he got the idea.
Kubrick.
No, it's an ancient one. Kubrick, yeah. If you look at the quality of that, it's like HD, and that was out, I think, the year before they went to the moon, or the year after. So there's the quality of film you could have had.
Well, he was linked to NASA as well, wasn't he, and everything? So
yeah.
Well, I saw. Can you remember Tintin? Remember when Tintin went to the moon in 1955 in the comic book?
Hergé's Adventures of
That's where they got the idea from, mate. They got it from Tintin. Telling you.
Is that the guy with the little dog?
Yeah.
There's that movie that came out like There's that movie came out like 1902. A silent movie about them going to the moon. I can't remember what it's called now.
Yeah.
And people inside or people in the moon or something about people in the moon. It's pretty crazy. They have a color. You got to check it out. It's on YouTube. There's a color version that's a lot better because the black and white's kind of hazed out. The color one, they cleaned it up. And it's only maybe like 10 minutes long. I mean, it's a little short, 10-minute long thing. But yeah, that was from 1902. Them going to the moon. That's weird how they go too. You got to check it out.
There was Space Odyssey because Walt Disney, he was fascinated by space, and then he got Van Bowen in. The Hitler's right-hand man, the scientist. And then they got the studio director in that did The Shining, and they filmed it at Walt Disney. That's where they filmed it in Hangar 3. They filmed it there. And if you look at the people when they go up on the spacecraft, when on the walkway gantry, you can't see through the railings because it's all blanked off. Because what they probably did, they all went in and then went on their asses and rolled out on a skateboard, mate, all lying on the belly. And then the rocket went in the air. They'd already filmed it all, blah, blah, blah. And they shot off in one of them bloody Volkswagen Beetle vans. And then came back. And don't forget President Dixon as well. Well, hello there, Neil Armstrong. I'm calling you from Earth from the old telephone. Yes, there's no delay, no nothing. And then in today's age, in the International Space Station, you've got to wait 10 seconds. You're like, hello, mate, all right? Yeah, I'm all right. We're doing fine up here, Jez. Reporting back to you in a minute. Yeah, I can hear you now, mate. Yeah, no problems whatsoever in the 1960s.
What I've noticed is, Jez, there's going to be a delay. They use that when they start, but once they start into the conversation, the delay seems to disappear. They just have a normal conversation in real time.
It's crazy.
It's mad, isn't it?
It is ridiculous. Yeah, it is ridiculous. And you notice that when you tell people that you don't believe that they landed on the moon, like you tell normal people, like my mother, for example, like were we live when my mum was like, I can't believe anything you say anymore. The Earth, the moon was real. They landed on the moon. I don't know if we were live.
I can't remember if we were live or that was a private chat. But
I can't remember, but my mum threw a fit in the kitchen when she heard me say about the moon landing not being real. But my point was, have you noticed how defensive people get over their poor little moon not being landed on?
Yeah,
I know. Isn't that crazy?
brainwashed.
What it does,
Like Brian.
look, what it does is it throws a whole monkey wrench in their whole cognitive thinking. And they gotta reprocess the whole. They gotta reprocess their thought process, everything in their life.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people base everything around that. You know, like I've told everybody. I mean, before even the Flatearth stuff, I never believed in space exploration, even if we could go, or if it was a universe, because I didn't think we had any business out there, because we can't really live out there. What are we going to do? We stay out there for a couple of weeks, well, it means we can't travel anywhere. You know, these planets are supposed to be going to is, light years away, because they're wanting to go to that second Earth, or there's Earth 3 now. So that's like on the other side of the sun. It's going to take
I've got a double ganger.
It's going to take 30, 40 generations to get there. Well, how are you going to do that when you're traveling through space? How are you going to eat? What are you going to eat? So I didn't see no reason in this. Before all the multiverse. What's that?
It's the multiverse, man. We're on Earth 32, and there's another double ganger of me on Earth 72.
Uh-huh.
I've been watching so much Flash, mate.
So I've never thought about. I never thought we need to be out there, anyways. So
it's like you crash their little ignorance of bliss, like their ignorance is bliss kind of reality, when you start to tell people that they're being lied to, and they don't want to believe it. They don't want to believe any of the little things that all of us like talk about. It's like when Dee's mom overheard me and Dee talking about milk and all of the stuff in milk, and now Dee's mum's like, I can't believe you've told me this, like dry heaving because we've told her about all of the blood and the pus that's inside milk. It's that whole ignorance bliss.
The thing is, it's instantly related to it, because she breastfed, and obviously when you breastfeed, if you after a week or so of doing it, the nipples chap, and you get blood and all this stuff. So she was like, "No, I know what." Yeah.
She understands mastitis.
Well, I mean, I've always said, right, and if you've got to be honest with yourself. You can't be biased or anything like that. You have to be honest with yourself, and I think it's healthy if you ask questions. You see all these magical things out there, and as soon as you say, "Oh, can I have some information on that?" Proper information. You don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, here's a prime example. Him up there.
That's
you know
me.
what I mean? You ask for something.
I'm
honestly, you will not get the answer that you require or the
information. Can we try not talking over each other?
Right, you can have your 50 in a minute. Red boy.
Carry on,
Red boy, shut up. Look, you're just lying to yourself. If you want to believe in a fantasy, then believe in a fantasy.
I'm happy in my own beliefs.
I'm still talking. Look, my lips are still moving, and you're interrupting me, Red boy.
Because you're talking.
Bongo Salati, right? You've just got to keep going. You got to keep exploring and try and get the proper truth. It's only you that knows the truth, and it's your reality at the end of the day. That's what I say. But you've got to be honest with yourself, not get force-fed bullshit indoctrinated into your brain. As soon as you ask questions, you get pulled down because you're asking a normal civil question and asking for some information, and you'll never get it.
Yeah, to be fair, I was quiet for a long time, and then I spoke because you were talking bollocks.
I mean, he didn't. He said that if you're happy to live in your own reality, that's fine. If you're happy to live like that, that's okay. And he was saying, but for him and the rest of us, we want to explore all the possibilities. So in a way, you're both somewhat agreeing with each other. The only thing is that often on these platforms, we lose that etiquette where we don't allow each other to speak, which is why I just said, let Jez carry on. But he was pretty much agreeing with, you have your beliefs and that's fine, because that's what you were saying whilst Jez was talking. And that is okay to believe in whatever you want to believe in. It's your choice whether you want to explore other possibilities or not. For me personally, I want to explore as many possibilities as I possibly can. But that's just because I want to continue learning for the rest of my existence on whatever plane this is. That's how I want to be. But if you choose not to, that's your prerogative and that's your choice.
Fair enough.
The wise words of Cakes.
Do you know when you
It's all right.
So,
You know,
I just
it's
want
all
to say
right,
as
Brian,
well.
if you want to listen to Bros and, you know, Duran and all that crap. Like, that's up to you. That's, you know, that's your reality.
Yeah.
This is great because I've spoken to you people, not Kate so much, but I've spoken to other people for a long time, many years. So we know each other, and you don't agree with me, and I don't agree with you, but that's fair enough. And that's great that we can have a disagreement and still communicate. Brilliant.
Do you want me to suck you off, Brian? Is that you being sorry to me? Is that what you want?
Sorry?
What were you going to say, D? D, what were you going to say?
I was going to say it's midnight. My back's absolutely killing me.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to. So yeah, I have to end in a minute. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So should we do final thoughts?
Okay,
we haven't heard from Mick in a while. So Mick, final thoughts on all topics discussed today. Go.
I don't have final thoughts. They're just ongoing.
Okay. A final point that you want to make before we go, Mick.
Not really. I like the conversation. You know what I mean? That's what I'm here for.
Amazing. Jez?
I never have a moral.
Oh.
Sorry.
My final thought would be true to yourself and enjoy your life.
Excellent. Bree?
My final thought would be we all have our own expectations, and despite what he's doing with his fingers, I couldn't give two fucks because I have my own beliefs.
Vlad? Final thoughts?
I say keep learning and don't think you know it all, because nobody does.
Beautiful. Chuckles? D?
Yeah, in my subjective reality, you're all morons, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Back at you, buddy.
Spat into my beverage.
Thank you very much.
Let me quickly
Right.
catch up with
Thanks,
chat real quick.
Brian.
Hang on. I could write a theory that lemmings are under the earth making oil and we steal it from them. That's why we never run out. I could then write some maths that backs up that theory. In 20 years, it will be taught to your kids as facts. Seeing that coming down. No, it didn't come out my nose. I spat it in. I spat it into the glass. It's fine. My final thoughts are the same as always, which is thank you all so much for coming out. You've been fucking awesome. I've had a great time this evening. I'm not too sure whether that's because I've had 4 beers or because you guys are great. I'll leave that up to
The panel was awesome. The panel was
It's
awesome.
both.
Yeah, we've had a great chat, guys. Really appreciate all of you lot coming on. Yeah.
Cakes,
Yeah.
it's been the best show I've ever been on.
Brian.
Thank you.
Brian.
Completely missed what you said, but sure.
I said
Right.
best show I've ever been on, and I've been on many.
Oh, thanks.
Brian.
Jez, I don't dislike you, mate.
No, I was going to tell you what I'd say. If you come on my other channel, mate, just none of this conspiracy stuff, mate. We'll just have a general chit chat, really, about movies or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you haven't banned my main account, so I'll come and chat when you're live next.
Yeah, you're always welcome, mate. Do you know what I mean? You're always welcome.
Yeah, I watched you made that Yoda, and I watched you do that, and that was great.
Excellent. Look at you guys all being friends. Well,
No, me and Brian.
Thanks.
I said me and Brian do it all the time. We always have a bit of banter with each other and that.
He
You
is
know what I mean?
my
That's what it's all about.
From Plymouth. He's my
I still
brother.
don't like him, though. I still think he's a knobhead.
No one knows that. He is my brother.
I know that because D tells me everything.
Okay.
So I know that. But yeah, sure.
Even when Dow doxed me on my own on his channel, providing my personal name from a video that I personally uploaded in 2011 for everyone to see. Dow thought he was doxing me, but all he was doing was giving me publicity. So I say, fuck you, Dow.
Okay.
So somebody's doxed you, have they?
Dow done a video on me. He played my video from 2011 that I uploaded for everyone to watch, and said, "This
Which
is
one was that, Brian?
It was on his show about 3 weeks ago, and he said,
Oh,
"This is
I've not watched it. I've got it in almost a year at
he
least.
fell out the sky, and he's got big nipples and stuff like that. All he's interested in.
Oh, is that one where you're lying in the bed and all that lot? In the hospital bed? Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, that's me.
I was quite impressed with that, actually.
Yeah, I found two.
It was a good...
Anyway,
Okay.
thank you. Bye, Dean.
Amazing.
Bye, Mick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
See you later, bye. Take it easy,
Thanks,
mate.
guys.
See you
Thank
later.
you.
Later.
Thanks, everyone.
Shut
Yeah,
up, mate.
I'll end this now. So cheers, everyone.
Thanks
Later.
for coming.
Later,
Bye,
later.
guys.
It's just
Later.
Thank you.
Later. Don't forget my telescope, right?
Hey,